Okay, so I'm pretty much almost ready to start, actually. And now I'm ready to just jump right back into this. So last we left off, we fast-forwarded through a bunch of the game's recycled dialogue up until the day of the festival, and now we're going down Natsuki's route. So I'm just gonna find Saturday, March 16th. I'm pretty sure this is our save file right here. Yeah. December 19th, 2018. I still have these old save files I'll never use again. Okay, so the festival is just starting. I turned to the side and see Natsuki glaring at me, as nervous as I was. Sorry, my alarm wasn't set correctly. I hadn't planned on being late, honest. I put the cupcake trays on a nearby table, and people start rushing towards it. Surely that's not the only reason they'd come, right? Well, while you were struggling to figure out how to use basic technology, people have already started arriving. We didn't have cupcakes. I mean, do you know how hard it is to get people to stick around for something like this when there's no food? I look at my phone again, remembering how many times you tried messaging me. Yeah, I can see you were concerned. I'm really sorry. You tried pretty hard to get a hold of me, though. You were really worried about me, huh? I was worried about how our club's activity would turn out, dummy. Sure, I was a little worried about you too, but... Look, it doesn't matter. Hey. I walk over a bit closer to Natsuki. We're here now. People are going to eat some of the best cupcakes on the planet while we're going to be enjoying the festival. I promise it'll be fun. Sound good? You better not disappoint me then. Natsuki crosses her arms, but I could tell she was still excited, or at the very least interested. Poem reading. A lot of people came in just for the cupcakes, to be expected. After all, I was helping the club. Okay, everyone. It's time to read poems. We'll be starting by having our literature club members read their wonderful selections first. If you wouldn't mind starting us off, Sayori. Right. I'll try my best. Sayori looks nervous going up to the podium, but once she actually begins reading, it's clear she becomes more and more comfortable as the poem goes on. Once she's finished, we all clap as Monika starts speaking again. Thank you for that great poem, Sayori. Next up is... Yuri. Yeah, Yuri, take it away. She's definitely prepared for this. Everyone claps again. Next up will be myself. Monika steals the show, I assume, again, right? Or maybe it was just her they loved. Nonetheless, it was clear that Monika was an expert at this. Oh, hey there, physicist. So, Sunday morning, more interesting developments happened with Overflow Darkness. I started the day with a 1351. I actually got a PB on the first attempt of the stream, but I wasn't done with that yet. And then I kept going. And about an hour later, give or take a couple minutes, this happened. It's safe to say we're at a point where I only lost a couple seconds and it was on the hardest screen in the game. Oh, right, you were comparing me to the nerd the last stream. Okay, who the hell is that guy? Okay, so I'm apparently going up next. I was hoping I'd be able to go last, but it's now or never. Hey everyone. I cough and have to glance over at my poem a few times to make sure I'm ready. Luckily, the awkward silence doesn't last long as I begin reciting. My performance somehow ends up being worse than when I practiced. Most people clap out of pity, but I see Natsuki clapping just a bit harder. To be fair, that was probably also out of pity, but I appreciated the gesture. Step down from the podium, I walk over to Natsuki. Why are you so sad? You could have done so much worse. I'm almost surprised you didn't, actually. Yeah, that's true. Wait, you don't have that little faith in me, do you? I'm just saying you did better than anyone else outside this club could have done. What, did he make some really shitty games and get into a lot of fights with people on Steam or something? But it's better than nothing. Oh. Okay. Last but not least, Natsuki will be reading her poem. Of course I'm not least. I'll even prove it, not that I need to. Natsuki reads her poem, this time being noticeably more enthusiastic than when practicing with the club members. Oh, right. Wait, so you're saying I look like him? Once she's done, we all clap, although I drew a bit of attention by clapping a little longer everyone else stopped. Natsuki gets down from the podium and walks over to me. That was incredible! Heh, what do you expect? I thought that would be obvious. But there's no harm in accepting your compliment anyway, so thanks, I guess. Now the Literature Club members are done, would anyone else like to... Monica starts but looks around to see that most people are already leaving. I mean, we kept their attention longer than I thought we would. I don't know if the code being a total mess actually matters for the players themselves, unless, say, like, a critical part of the game actually breaks, but your code still shouldn't look like a total mess, because that's just going to make it that much harder for you, and also, if you're doing this as a team effort, it's going to be harder for your team members to figure out what the hell you wrote. So yeah, definitely want to manage the code base, because let's say you start working on a game, you'll probably spend like a lot of time with that code base, so it screws up the frames per second. Yeah. And the stupider the code is, usually the stupider it is to try and find a fix to whatever might go wrong in it. I suppose that went well enough. Hey, there's one person that's still here to take the last cupcake, but yeah. There's another hour before the festival ends, though. Now what? We could try drawing in more people. Why not? We don't have to give up. It's not like we have any more cupcakes, though. I'm sure we can think of some reason for more people to visit. I don't know. To be honest, I don't think it's worth it to keep this dragging out. Don't be so pessimistic, Natsuki. There's always a chance to bring what we're doing in here back to life. Maybe we can just hang out for a bit. That's true. We should try to have some fun while we're here. Well, if everyone else agrees. If you guys want to do that, I don't think I should be the one to stop you. I'll stay here in case anyone does come. Go with Natsuki. I'll help with Sayori like I said, don't worry. Monica winks and walks away. Wait, is it that obvious? I go up to Natsuki. Natsuki, want to check out the rest of the festival with me? Natsuki glances around and sees everyone else looking at us. Well, sure, but only because I have nothing better to do. Sure thing, Natsuki. We walk outside the classroom and try getting through the hallway, which is filled with groups of students. I don't see any students here. The chaos makes it difficult to tell where we're going, but it doesn't take too long for us to get a grip on things. Eventually we manage to make it outside the school. There's a lot of stands, most of them carnival games. Anything look interesting to you, Natsuki? I guess I could try one of those games they have at some of those stands. We see a stand with a game where you have to throw a ball to knock over milk bottles. We walk over and see what I assume is the first year she places some balls on the counter. You have 3 shots to knock over all the bottles. Want to give it a try? Who should go first? You'll probably miss, so I don't mind giving you the chance to have some fun at least trying. That's very nice of her, I think. I pick up a ball and get ready to throw. I take a deep breath and lob the ball at the bottles. 3 out of 9 bottles, not bad. Natsuki picks up a ball as well. A stern look of concentration envelops her face as she looks for the best angle to throw from. However, 10 seconds pass and she still hasn't thrown. Natsuki, everything alright? Shh, I'm concentrating. Stares at the balls for a few more moments, then finally throws. It was a straight, hard throw, which would be more impressive if she did not only miss the balls, but threw the ball so hard that it bounced off the back of the stand and nearly hit one of us. Whoa, be careful! Fine, you can have the last shot. Only knocking off 1 bottle this time. Oh, that's a shame. Thanks for playing, though. What would the prize have been? How would you like to have your compatibility with each other measured? Wait, excuse me? I'm really hoping it's not the same senior that more or less just started spreading the chain email when we were dating Yuri. Or like... Well, yeah, technically dating Yuri. No, thank you. I tried saying no to... only to him for drag us, both and Natsuki, to a small table. Another third year sits at the end opposite of us as the other third year walks away. Please, have a seat. There's really only 1 chair for your love measure thing? You two have to be close together for this to work, after all. Good point. Each of you need to hand me your palm. I'd rather leave, thanks. Before Natsuki could try getting up, the third year grabs her palm anyway. Shouldn't you just not do this, though? If, like, Natsuki would rather leave, just let her leave, I'd say. Since we're stuck doing this, I put out my palm as well. Wait a moment. If you're already a couple, how am I supposed to measure your compatibility? What? No, it's not like that. You have nothing to be ashamed of, but please do not waste my time. Frustrated, Natsuki gets up and walks away, grabbing my arm and dragging me along in the process. Jeez, the nerve of her. To be fair, I can see why she'd make that mistake. Yeah, but people shouldn't jump to conclusions like that, even if it's true that... Natsuki? Whatever. Let's just get some food, okay? I haven't eaten all day. 2 hamburgers, please. I hand some money over to the person serving. Unfortunately, we're out of buns for regular hamburgers. We do have some delicious ramen burgers. Are those actually a real thing? I'm not so sure about that. Would you play fine with it, Natsuki? As I turn back to look at the server again, I see our money's already gone. I'm also pretty sure that's not allowed, but it isn't particularly expensive in the first place, so I let it slide. As hectic as these past few days have been, I have to admit they were kind of fun. You're not a terrible baker, so I can give you credit for that. Come on, there's no way they would have turned out as well as they did without you. Yeah, but besides that, I meant what I said yesterday about us hanging out more often, by the way. If you ever want to meet up, just send me a text. I sent you 50 messages earlier and you didn't respond, but I'll keep it in mind. But I got here in the end, didn't I? You're not wrong. I was just scared. Don't oversleep next time, okay? Could Natsuki have really been that worried about me when she didn't see me responding to any of her messages? I thought she would have guessed I overslept, but maybe she thinks differently than I expect. I'll try. Sorry again for being late. The server comes over to our table and gives us each a burger that has ramen as the buns instead of traditional bread. It actually tastes okay, so at least I'm getting my money's worth. But this is a school festival, so I can't complain much. We finish eating up and we go home. I'd be fine with leaving the festival. Glad I got to spend it with you. Better than if I didn't go with you, probably. Only for a brief moment, but it happened. We stared into each other's eyes. Oh, it definitely happened. Yeah, well, see you tomorrow. There, I did it. Went to the festival, recited my poem, got to spend time with Natsuki. I'd say today was a success. I hope things can continue to go as well as this did. It's probably more likely to happen if I actually set my alarm clock correctly this time, though. At least I set my alarm clock correctly this time. Text from Natsuki. It's from this morning. Appears to be important. Bad news. I'll explain at the literature club. This doesn't sound good. What could have happened? I probably know all too well what could have happened. Natsuki's pacing around with her head down, and she was actually moving across the screen for like a couple seconds there. As if she's waiting for someone, or... Yeah. I'll just drop a save here. Level Engine, what's up? That's what I'd like you to tell me. Oh, that. Yeah, did you hear? I'm going to assume I haven't. Parfait Girls got cancelled! They had the nerve to stop it at Volume 76 too, right before the finale! Okay. Well, that was anticlimactic. Your saves are a mess. 2 of them are almost 3 months old. Since they put so much time and money into it, plus it's the original story and like the anime adaptation, apparently they're still going to release it. I mean, I'd like to see it at some point, but it's just a movie. The manga is what matters most, and now it's gone. It was still sad to hear since Natsuki looks so disappointed. Well, at least we have other series to read, yeah? Yeah, but none of them are Parfait Girls. That's true, then how about... This isn't really something that needs to be solved in the first place, but there's no point in backing out now. Why don't you make your own manga? Very funny. You know, I thought you'd have a bit more sympathy for me. I'd be sorry for you if your favorite manga ended. I'm serious, I'll help you too. Sometimes you really don't get it. Creating a manga isn't nearly as easy as you're making it sound. Hey, I didn't say it would be easy. We don't have to do it all at once either. As long as we work on it a little at a time, I think it's possible. It doesn't have to be some bestseller either, or something we'd even sell in the first place. Just something we do for fun. Yeah, this mod's still leaning very much towards the wholesome side. I think, like, the worst thing I might have seen so far in it was that chain email that I was more or less, like, was the main plot device in Yuri's route. Yeah, with that precision F-bomb. Yeah, that chain email was, like, the worst. It just kept going on and on and on. That's beside the point. You wouldn't be on your own. Natsuki thinks it over for a few moments. Fine, but only so you'll stop bugging me about it. Where should we start? Can you draw? I'm not terrible at drawing, I guess. Depends on what your definition of terrible is, anyway. Okay, then I'll handle the writing. So what should our manga be about, then? What's your taste in manga, anyway? I usually gravitate towards shonen manga, although I'm willing to branch out sometimes. We can probably make this work. You already know that I prefer slice of life, but we can figure something out. Maybe this is going to be harder than I imagined. Best writing material comes from real life, right? So let's start there. Yeah, but what inspiration am I supposed to get from there? My life's pretty boring anyway. Why not make our manga about this literature club? But this literature club is boring too! I hear Monika's disappointed voice in the distance. Oh, thanks. But we don't have any other ideas either, so... I'm still not sure how good this idea is, but I hope it sticks. Alright, we need a title. Any ideas? How about we name it the Doki Doki Literature Club? Are you kidding me? This isn't some kind of romance novel. What was on your mind to come up with that anyway? I made it up on the spot and never said my ideas would be good. See, even Monika's laughing at it. But hey, if you want romance elements in it that badly... I didn't actually want any romance involved. Too late! You were the one who suggested it. Natsuki was clearly having fun messing with me. But for real, what will our characters be named? We're basing this off of our literature club. Maybe reverse everyone's names or something. Like Ikustan. Why do I feel like that could actually work? Any writers here, feel free to just take these names and use them in your own stories. Akanom, Irui, and Iroyas. Come on, you could at least try to make this good. Take this more seriously. And eyeing the level. Okay, I realized that's my name backwards. My name backwards doesn't sound too great either. You're working on a manga? I turn around and see Yuri pass by. Although manga is not one of my interests, I do excel at writing, you know. Maybe I could help. That won't be necessary, thanks. Yuri quietly walks away, slightly offended. What was that for? We don't need any distractions while working on this. But I think she was just trying to help. Are you jealous of her, Natsuki? No. So there'd be no issue adding Yuri to the team, right? I wouldn't go that far. I clearly wasn't going to get anywhere with this, so I decided to drop the subject. You're the boss, Natsuki, so if you feel that strongly... I just feel kinda insecure sometimes. Attention all students. Due to the technical issues that have arisen from the festival yesterday, school will be closed tomorrow. Wait, so did they notice the damage the pyrotechnics did, or was it because of the wall that was broken down due to the bullfighting match? What bullfighting match and what wall? And let me guess, we're not going to be able to see the broken wall. Natsuki looks like she's deep in thought about something. Level engine, I need to go shopping for food tomorrow. Wanna come? Are you asking me on... I need help shopping, that's all. I'm pretty sure you don't need a second person to go grocery shopping, but whatever. I think I'm free then, but let me check my schedule. No plans, I can assume. So we're gonna write the manga for the next hour. finished one page. All we did was the title page. Natsuki holds up the page I drew. It featured poorly drawn versions of the Literature Club members and myself, all in dramatic poses. At the top was our title, The Literature Club Friends. It hasn't been colored in yet, either. Man, this is never going to work. Sayori walks by. What's this? A mistake. Is this dumb manga project we're working on? I think it looks great. You don't have to sugarcoat everything, Sayori. I'm serious. You guys did your best and that's what matters. What's important is that your style and feelings go into what you make. A manga with perfect writing and art might be nice, but if it's soulless, then what's the point? I guess you aren't wrong. What is this? A mistake. If there's something I could give out advice on, it'd be the title. It's a bit generic, yeah. How about... let's work on the title another time. Actually, you're gonna have to work on the manga another time, period. It's time to go after all. What? We were only getting started! Yeah, can't we stay a bit longer? You technically could. But why not stay at a place a bit cozier? You're working on a romance novel, right? No. And we don't need to work somewhere cozy. We could work on it in a prison cell and be fine. Whatever you say. Alright, let's go to your house. Wait, what? To work on the manga. Duh. Come on, before it's too late. Before I know it, we're in my house. Okay, let's get back to work then. I was not expecting this to be a plot device. So when are we going to hear about Natsuki's dick of a dad? Actually, I'm kind of out of ideas. Then what the heck are we here for? To think. How else will we get ideas for the manga? Besides, I can't let you sit alone and do nothing but watch anime on a tiny computer screen for the rest of the day like some neat. What do you suggest we do then? You wouldn't be in need if you watched anime with more than one person, so why not start with that? And then we'd be neats together? That's right. And I'll have you know my taste in anime is as good as my taste in manga. In that case, I'll let you decide what we should watch. Perfect, because I just chose the thing to help us draw inspiration for our manga. This route was quite boring. Yeah, I'm not that excited, I just find this a little more silly than anything else, and really wholesome. Like I said in my previous livestream, what really drew me to DDLC was just how it took this wholesomeness of the dating sim and just completely flipped it on its head. And this more or less just turns the game into your ordinary dating sim anyway, this mod. It more or less just does what, like, the original DDLC didn't do, or actually more like it negates what the original game did. And I'm starting to think the Yuri route might have been more interesting, but I don't think this one's really picked off yet either, so I'll have to just play the whole thing before I can really make my judgments on this one. So we watched an anime, we didn't really work on manga, apparently. Crap, I just realized it's time for me to go now. I wish I could stay longer, but we still have tomorrow, don't we? Yeah, I'll see you then. She trips, she's fine. And I guess I go to sleep and wake up tomorrow. I pick up my phone and text Natsuki asking me when she wanted to get there, and almost immediately she messages me back. How about now? This feels a little early by my standards, but I probably get anxious waiting anyway. I text back saying that would be fine, and proceed to try to make myself look at least slightly presentable. A little bit later, I hear a knock on my door. I open up and see Natsuki standing there, looking slightly impatient, but also happy to see me. So, are you ready or what? I'm guessing that you're ready, so that means I'm ready too. Alright, I'm hoping that you're not too slow in helping me with this, by the way. Well, I'll try my best. I thought you really... Well, you recommended me this mod in the first place, Physicist. I thought you really liked this one. I've gone grocery shopping plenty of times, so it's not like there's going to be any issue. But for all I know, Natsuki could be some pro-grocery shopper or something, if that exists. Yeah, I recognize this grocery store CG as well. Yeah, I still recognize this from Rain Clouds and probably one or two other mods I've played before this one. Come on, we got a lot of time, but not that much time. We walk further inside, and I wait on Natsuki to tell me the details of this trip. We're in KO Supermarket, a large store that should have everything we need for now. Interesting, I've never heard of this place. Anything special about it? What's great about this store are the low prices on mostly everything, which makes this place the obvious pick. You should start coming here too unless you have bad taste in grocery stores or something. I didn't know it was possible to have bad taste in places to shop for food, but I do now. What are we going to be buying anyway? Cupcake supplies, duh! It's important to always be stocked up in ingredients. That's fair. Where do we start? First up is flour. Follow me, it's just a few aisles away. Wouldn't it be more convenient if we split up to get more done instead? Nah, we're fine like this. Whatever you say, Natsuki. Looking through the flowers. Many the same kind, but each are different brands. Taking a while to pick something out. Brand shouldn't affect the taste too much. It's not about the brand. Price is the most important thing here. It's a long process. And now we're grocery shopping. Next up are eggs. We moved to the aisle with the egg cartons when I think you will like the Monica route. Will it just automatically unlock itself, perhaps, after I do the other 3 routes? Or do I have to actually go looking for it? Is it, like, hidden or something? Or is it going to be, like, pretty much, like, guaranteed that I can easily access it? Are you making these cupcakes for an event or something? Alright, I guess I'll see you later. That part's not important, trust me. I don't know. If it's not important, I don't think there'd be an issue with telling me. Yes, it unlocks after this route, like I could have imagined. If you're making it for someone I can keep a secret. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough anyway. Shouldn't you be helping me right now or something? Okay, so I don't have to go looking for it, that's good to know. I really have no idea what I'm supposed to be helping with in the first place, but I'd like to sigh. But it's not as if I haven't gotten used to Natsuki's occasional moments of bizarre logic. I'm not going to be here tomorrow evening, just saying. I wouldn't mind doing that, but I don't know how I'm supposed to help. See what's on the next on the list, maybe? I think it's in the shopping cart. Next up should be butter. Want me to help you bake cupcakes once we're done with all this? Normally I would, but I'll just say this is a special occasion. Oh, I see. I quiet down as I wonder what that's supposed to mean. The whole thing felt a bit strange to me. Was it a date or was it not? Maybe I'm misinterpreting things, but at the same time I'd be lying if I said I didn't like spending time with Natsuki. Maybe I could actually ask her out on an actual date. You know, actually call it a date. And have it specifically referred to as one. But I don't think I'd ever have the courage to do that, so I may as well forget it for now. Our shopping trip continued until we had all the supplies we needed and headed to the self-checkout stand. Natsuki pulls out a membership card for this place, so she must be even more regular than I thought. How much is that for all this? Should be... Oh wow, that's a new record. New record? I'd like to see how cheap I can get this stuff for. Not counting coupons, of course. I don't mind paying for it. Actually, if you seriously want to, then sure. Of course, I don't mind. Thanks, but remember that you volunteered, so I'm not paying you back. You walk out carrying grocery bags. Not nice to have someone come along. It's usually boring otherwise. Natsuki, good luck baking those cupcakes. Of course, and good luck with whatever you usually do. What was I supposed to say here? Thanks. You know, one day I'll confess my feelings, or maybe Natsuki will beat me to it. If she even has feelings strong enough to overcome her pride. But regardless of what happens, I'll be there for her. I sit on my bed at home, trying to put things into perspective. It hasn't been that long since I joined the literature club, but it's still been long enough. Long enough for me to feel that I have a connection with the club members, and most importantly, Natsuki. When Sayori first asked me to join the club, I didn't think it would lead to this. Sure, I've had feelings for girls in the past, but I don't think they've been as strong as they were when I'm with Natsuki. She can be difficult to get through to, yeah, but there's still genuine kindness to her underneath all her insecurities. And hey, it's good when a girl I like shares my interest in manga. thinking about it. It's interesting how manga has gotten us close to each other, too. Not only reading it together, but when we tried to make our own manga yesterday as well. Doesn't matter, we barely got anywhere. She was clearly enjoying herself, and so was I. Without thinking, I text a message to Natsuki. Good night. Do friends even do that? It's not like we're in a relationship. What was I thinking? Expecting the worst, I soon get a response from Natsuki. You too. My mind is put at ease, but then I'm wondering other things too. If I were to confess, what would I even say? When would it happen? Would something happen that would push me to say it? I barely know anything at this point. All I know is that tomorrow's a new day and I get to enjoy spending time with Natsuki, and hopefully she enjoys spending time with me. Man, did I even get any sleep last night? It's hard for me to tell with how tired I am. In the end, it doesn't really matter. Another day means another session with the literature club. Although that's not to say it's a bad thing. Which reminds me, I wonder how Natsuki is doing. I mean, things were a bit awkward after we left the grocery store. No, that's the wrong way to think of things. If I keep getting nervous about this, I'm not going to get anywhere. In the end, what's going to happen will happen. For now, I need to just live my life the way I normally do, and so I turn off my alarm clock and I get ready to go to school. With another dull day of classes over, did I mention that I hate French class? I head over to the literature club. Exception to this is Natsuki, who is sitting with her head down at the desk. It's possible that she's asleep, but it's hard to tell. Hey, Level Engine, it's good to see you came. After greeting Monika, Yuri, and Sayori, I walk over to Natsuki. Natsuki, you awake? It's about time you showed up. Did you not get much sleep last night? I guess you could say that. Was something keeping you up then? I had been thinking of something a lot, yeah. But nothing to do with you or anything like that. Yeah, same here. Huh? Oh, it's nothing. I had trouble sleeping last night too. Yeah. Either we were both tired or we were both flustered, because it was clear that we had been confused by what was going on, yet didn't question it. Maybe it was both. I didn't know for sure that things felt different lately. So what should we do today? There's always manga. I'd like it if you read to me, actually. Natsuki quickly opens her eyes, realizing how strange it is for her to say something like that. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just super tired, okay? It feels strange to see a side of Natsuki that's this calm, like her tense attitude is worn off. That has to be an effect that not getting enough sleep has on some people. So you read the manga, and then she falls asleep again. Things we could do to get to know each other better. That's right, we're doing show and tell. Show and tell? You mean that thing where you bring an item and tell people about it? Isn't that like something only little kids do, though? Yeah, but it still holds a lot of value. For one thing, it's good for improving our public speaking skills. Not that you guys did a bad job at the festival, but there's always room for improvement. It'll also help to get us to know each other better, too. This is embarrassing. Couldn't you have picked something less terrible? Just because half the people here act like kids doesn't mean we have to treat them like it. I'll admit, I was running out of ideas for events, and this was the last one I could think of, but still. Then do you have any event ideas that come to mind, Natsuki? Well, come on, Yuri, you shouldn't put someone on the spot like that. Why don't we write poems together? We already do that. That's the point of the club. Oh, yeah. Actually, I have a potential suggestion. We can write all our names down on separate slips of paper and draw them out of a hat. The name gets picked, decides on an activity that they enjoy. This would encourage us to broaden their interests while ensuring that the selection process is completely fair. What does everyone else think? Sounds good to me. It might work, but don't expect me to show up with something dumb. I'll drag you there then! Hehe. How about we do the raffle now and sort out the details later? I agree. I will set it up. We'll need something along the lines of a hat to put these in. I have a cat beanie if that'll work. It has a design of a cutely drawn gray cat, which is something I expect from her at this point. It's your beanie, so you should probably draw the names, Natsuki. Natsuki looks at the paper that was drawn and reads it. Level Engine. Wait, me? Yes, you. I didn't expect to win the raffle, honestly. It was only a 1 in 5 chance after all, but I guess it's all on me now. Well then. I'll save here. It should be something both me and Natsuki would enjoy, though. What about baking cupcakes? You know how to bake? Sayori whispers into my ear. I think it's cute how you're trying to impress Natsuki here, but you've only baked once, haven't you? I'm not trying to be sarcastic or anything, I just think there's better ways to get her attention. If you're going to pick that, we might as well have Natsuki win the raffle. You should pick something you enjoy doing, if you say so. I mean, it's not as if I disliked baking cupcakes, but I think I made my intentions too obvious. Okay then, I'll pick... Okay, so that choice doesn't really matter, apparently. Anime. Our school has an AV room, so they probably could have a projector we can borrow. It's settled then. I'll go there and see if they have something we can use. What are they gonna choose for us to watch then? I hope it's something good. Come on, you already know I have good taste. Hey, that's still up for debate. I'll pick something good, I promise. It's not about the anime anyway. What's important is spending time with you. And the rest of the club, I mean. Natsuki doesn't look convinced, though. Yeah, the club. But we're getting off topic anyway. Wait, since Monica said she's going now, does that mean we're doing it today? Right now, actually. It only takes a few minutes, but Monica and Yuri return with a laptop and a projector to get it set up. In the meantime, Sayori, Natsuki, and I push a few desks around so we can sit on the floor and have a clear view of the screen. Alright, that's the last desk. Oh. I was hoping to sit down next to Natsuki, but I see that Yuri and Sayori are already sitting down next to her. Coming up with an excuse on the spot, I try to figure out a way to get Natsuki over here. There's a glare over there, so it'd be better if you came over this side. There wasn't any glare, but... I'm only doing this because of the glare, so don't get any ideas. An hour passes, we all sit and watch a variety of anime. Natsuki and I are the only ones invested, but the others look like they're still having fun, so I consider that a success. At least it would have ended normally until I looked over at Natsuki and realized I subconsciously made a giant mistake. I mutter under my breath. Crap. It's nothing. Did I actually put my arm around her? With everyone else watching too? This is unbelievably awkward. Trying to be as stealthy as I can, I slowly move my arm away off of her shoulder. Keep it there. Huh? I was cold anyway. Right. I have no idea what happened there. Life's looking brighter than ever. I don't think anything can bring it down at this point. I feel really happy today. Maybe it's because of Natsuki, or maybe it's not, but man, haven't felt this good in a long time. However, I find a concerning message on my phone this morning from Natsuki. I need to talk to you about something. It wasn't her usual texting style, instead it gave off a much more serious tone. Granted, that didn't mean it was anything bad. Might not even be important after all. Just the thought of what that message could mean scared me. If earlier I felt like nothing could bring me down, now I can feel like I've been brought back to reality. Several minutes pass till I get a response. It's nothing. Never mind. There's no way that it was nothing. I suspect there's definitely something going, but if Natsuki doesn't want to tell me, then that's that. Of course, I'm probably looking way too deep into this anyway. I walk over to Natsuki and sit down next to her. Hi. Hey. Think we should read some manga? Whatever you want. Earlier I said this was none of my business, but I'd be lying if I at least wasn't curious. I still need to respect her feelings though, so for now we'll keep reading manga, and if what's going on with her becomes relevant, I'll know. Search for the next volume of Parfait Girls? Yeah, well the beginning of this particular arc has been pretty mediocre, but who's to say it doesn't get better over time? Me. I've read the full arc. Doesn't get better over time. Read it to me anyway, okay? Are you tired again or something? That's one thing, yeah. I just don't feel like myself today. I'm always willing to help if you need it, you know. We'll see about that. We'll see about that? What's that supposed to mean? Like, to think I'm a fairly reliable guy. Was I misinterpreting her statement? Come on, read already. Yeah, of course. That ended up being a day. Then I was back at my house as anxious as usual. And it's already the next morning. Another text came from Natsuki, this one worrying me even more. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What am I not supposed to worry about? That makes me even more worried. But for what reason, though? Am I getting nervous like this for nothing? Will any of this matter in a month or even a week? As things are, I'll continue to stand by Natsuki's side. There's nothing else that would make me happy. I'm back at the literature club and go up to Natsuki, who was once alone sitting again at a desk. What's up? Nothing. I doubt it's truly nothing, though. Like I said before, just remember that if you want to talk to me, I'm here for you. Sure. I read manga to her again, but she didn't seem to be enjoying it nearly as much. But not much else I can do, right? Another day passed. I said not to worry about it. This confirmed my suspicions. I go back again. The rest of the day involved Natsuki giving me the cold shoulder, so it's starting to become consistent. Things like this repeated for several days until one day. Things were different. This one worries me the most because it feels like this past week had been leading up to something, and I was able to finally find out what it was. We need to get something straight. The literature club after everyone's left will work fine. And I can more or less probably imagine what this is because I've played enough mods already, so it's the dad. Why did I think making decisions at 2 AM was okay to do? Whatever, it doesn't matter. All I have to say now is... What's wrong with you? Huh? I thought you would have left, so why are you still here? What are you talking about? We're friends, aren't we? I was so cold to you. I tried scaring you off. I tried to retreat and be by myself. Why didn't it work? Why haven't you left me yet? As mean as I can be, even I can't get much crueler. Natsuki, I figured it out. Not what Natsuki had been intending or anything like that. No, I can worry about that later. I realized that this was the moment. Because if not now, then when? I have to say this. Because I want to be there for you. Because I want you to be able to trust me. Because no matter what, I always want to help. Most important of all, though, because I like you. A lot. Natsuki is stunned. She stands there for several moments until tears begin to roll down her face. You can't make this easy for me, can you? Dang it, I like you too, but that's not the point. I can't keep living like this. Like I said, I'll always be there for you. That's a promise, Natsuki. I don't get it. What did I do to deserve to have someone be this nice to me? Deep breaths, Natsuki. It'll be okay, and I'll make sure of that. Time felt like it froze, except for Sayori, who had to shoo away when she walked by anyway. That'll probably come up later, but I don't care at the moment particularly. All I care right now is about comforting Natsuki. You can trust me, Natsuki. I don't know what your life is like right now, but I can say with absolute certainty that you can trust me. Natsuki tries to speak, but is so exhausted and no words come out of her mouth. Just relax. And she does. So much she falls asleep, still in my arms. I eventually did get tired of standing up. Huh? What happened? Nothing happened. You had a bad day and needed to let it all out. That's all. I was serious, though. I do have feelings for you, but it's complicated. Yeah. The weekend's almost here, so maybe. There's no school tomorrow, so I got an idea. You don't have to agree to it, but I think you should. Let's have a day where we forget about all the bad things. We could go somewhere to eat, for example. It doesn't have to be called a date either. Just a relaxation day. Doesn't that sound good to you? Natsuki briefly smiles. Sure. Then it's settled. I'll text you the details, okay? Got it. I'll be looking forward to it, I guess. Thank you. Anytime. Seriously, I confessed to Natsuki. I actually did it. And she said she liked me back too? Holy crap, I had my suspicions, sure, but to actually hear the words? The feeling is incredible. She did say that things were complicated. I don't really know what that means, but for now it doesn't matter. I don't really know what that means. All I'm thinking about is tomorrow, and it'll be the best day ever. As for what happens after that, doesn't matter to me. What matters to me are my feelings now. One day, separated from everything else. A day of peace. A day that felt like filler in our lives. That day was today. There was plenty of time until me and Natsuki were supposed to go to dinner, though. Until then, I messaged her about a variety of dumb stuff. She gushed about her favorite anime, and I did so about mine, that sort of thing. Before I knew it was already almost 7 p.m. It's not long until I hear a knock at the door and open it up to see Natsuki, who looks happy for the first time in a while. I'm guessing you're ready then? Yep. And so it begins. We head off to the restaurant I picked. It was a pretty fancy choice, or at least a place that I would never normally go to. But this is a special occasion, isn't it? I don't mind stepping out of my comfort zone sometimes. Okay, I've never seen this restaurant before. I believe I called yesterday for a reservation for 2? Of course, sir. Natsuki smirks. Sir? I think it fits me quite well, personally. Whatever, sir. First name? Level Engine. Last name? Right. We don't have a last name. Excuse me? What's wrong? They gave me a freaking kids menu! For real? Yeah, can you believe it? It does turn out to be a kids menu. To be fair, it's not that unlikely for them to have made that mistake. Still though, I'm small, yeah, but that's it. Small. I'm not 12 anymore, I don't need a stupid kids menu. Is something the matter? I'm not a kid anymore, so what's with this kids menu? It's not a big deal. Please get her another menu. One moment then. I'm just saying, Natsuki, just because I'm short doesn't mean anything. Short adults exist, you know, and some of them are really hot too. They don't look as good as me, of course, but still. After sighing, I look around to see a few people starting to stare at us. I totally agree. Please try not to draw too much attention towards us, though. It's the truth, though. Here you are, madam. And you joked about me being called sir. At least I deserve my title. Well, who am I to say otherwise? We should probably start looking at our menus now, though. I try to look at Natsuki's facial expression and what I think is a gasp behind that menu. It's that expensive? This has got to be a typo. Nope, it's an upper-class restaurant with upper-class prices. Level Engine, what were you thinking? It's one thing that I can't pay for this, but I can't make you spend this much money either. Why not? It wouldn't feel right. Hey, it's my money. I've got enough of it too, so what else am I supposed to spend it on? That was a lie. I'm close to being broke, but it sounded good at the time, so I said it anyway. Regardless, I slowly lean in closer. Besides, you're worth it. I'll find some way to get my money's worth. Maybe I can feed you, since memories are more valuable than money alone and all that. What? Come on, I was kidding, unless you want me to feed you. What the heck? Since when was this confident? Since when did I even use tilde? Fine, if you want me to hurry up and order something that badly, then I will. After we're done ordering our dishes, we have a moment to ourselves. Nice place, eh? It was the fanciest restaurant I could find. That doesn't mean it's okay for them to rip you off. I ordered the cheapest thing on the menu, by the way, so you're welcome for that. Let me guess, that was probably more what I would be willing to spend myself on myself. Oh, hey there, Yuri. Oh god. Like I said, you're worth it. I want to choose somewhere nice with memorable food. Unless their food is memorable for the wrong reasons. You still seem tense. May I? She nods her head as we proceed to hold hands. Forget about everything else for now and enjoy the moment. You're not so bad at this romance thing after all. Not that it matters. We already said this wasn't a date anyway. This moment was perfection. Your order? Never mind. Oh, thanks. So our meal. I ordered fried lobster while Natsuki ordered macaroni and cheese. You gotta admit, this has been fun, hasn't it? How much did the mac and cheese cost? Have to wonder. Meh. The plate of pasta is exquisite. There's the perfect amount of cheese, both melted and shredded. Well, maybe. I don't actually know, frankly. It just looks like your average dish of mac and cheese to me. That's quite the mac and cheese, huh? I'll share some of my food with you if you'd like. Nah, I'm not a fan of lobster. But, thanks for offering. Man, it feels good. I feel like I've finally gotten through to her, which is all I wanted. Once we finish our meal, I write a check and get ready to leave. I notice Natsuki looking shyly at me. We should do this again sometime. I'll think about it. It's more assuring than outright no, I guess. Thanks for everything, Level Engine. I really enjoyed being with you. Me too, Natsuki. I should have known this was going to be pretty elaborate and drawn out too. So it started with us writing a manga together, watching some anime, and then eating at a fancy restaurant. Just finishing that off real quick. Yeah, that's pretty much the last of it. But today was great from start to finish. I hope that things continue to stay like this. They probably won't though, but that's something I'll deal with tomorrow if it comes up. For now though, it's time to sleep. Now though, it's to see as if I've been messaged from Natsuki. I think it's interesting how things change over time. She didn't message me this morning, by the way, which is fair seeing as I didn't message her this morning either. Although it's not like she's obligated to message me in the first place. I don't think she's messaged me this whole weekend, actually. Regardless, since the weekend is over now and there's school today, I'm heading off there. Eventually I arrive at the literature club. I expect to see the same sight as usual, but it's a bit different this time, as Natsuki is nowhere to be seen. Curious and slightly worried, I ask if the other members know anything. Why it chose her over me? I actually did choose you in the previous livestream. I already did do the Yuri route, actually. I have, like, a save here to prove it. That was last livestream. I don't think so. Anything you need? No, it's nothing. It wasn't actually nothing, of course. Have you seen Natsuki, Sayori? Nope. I thought you knew what she was after. Well, what happened a few days ago? I sigh. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Guess that leaves Yuri, although I don't expect to get anything from her. Yuri, have you seen Natsuki anywhere? I don't believe so. Annoyed, I walk away only to notice Natsuki walking in. I almost thought you weren't going to be here today. I needed some time to myself. Ah, I see. Should we read some manga now? No. Natsuki dismisses me and sits in the corner. Now what? Natsuki! What's up? You're not usually late. I already said I needed some time to myself. I decided to go over as well. Don't forget, I'm always here if you need to talk. Yes, I know, but you don't need to repeat it. Okay. What happened? Yesterday went so well. Sure, there's a lot I didn't know about, but for Natsuki to be this on edge? Hey, Natsuki. I'm sitting in this corner for a reason. I thought I made it obvious I didn't want to be around anyone. I don't mean this in a rude way, Natsuki, but if you don't want to be around anyone, what made you come here today? You guys would have came looking for me if I didn't show up. She's not wrong, I suppose. I certainly would have looked for her. I spent the rest of the day not really doing anything. I didn't even have the desire to talk with Sayori. I had gotten so used to spending time with Natsuki that I didn't think much about what would happen if that stopped. The past week she wasn't nearly as enthusiastic yet, but at least she was there. We still read manga together. So what now? Our friendship isn't just going to end like this, right? Especially after we expressed our feelings for each other. The only idea I have for now is to do what I've always done and be there for her. I can give her some space, but I still want to be there for her. That may be going against her wishes, but I can't sit and do nothing. I'll never give up on her. And so it was another day. Natsuki's still sitting in a corner. I go up to her and ask a question. Are you feeling any better today? No, and I'd like you to stop asking me, okay? Alright. I walk away and sigh, unsure of what the future would hold. You didn't make her mad, did you? How dare you, Level Engine? It's not like that, I swear. At least I don't think it is. You don't think? I mean, if she's not going to tell me, then I'll never know, right? I don't think that's entirely true. What have you been doing the past few days? Nothing that would make her mad. I took her out to a restaurant 2 days ago, and she seemed to enjoy it. We both did. So there's something going on between you two. I knew it. Sayori, that's not the point. Besides, it's not like... You two are talking about me, huh? You weren't eavesdropping, were you? To be fair, I guess we are in the same room as each other. Seriously, Level Engine, just go away. It'll be easier that way. I don't get it anymore. I just don't get it. Over the next week, Sayori and I tried coming up with ways to break through to Natsuki. Unfortunately, each plan failed worse than the last. I remember her first attempt. I thought my plan to get her to open up was decent enough, but I guess not. I don't know if you forgot, but go away. That's all I'm asking. It's not hard. Then we tried the next day. This time went even worse. How many times do I have to say it? Leave. Still don't get it yet? Later that day, I tried calling Natsuki's phone, but the call ended after one ring. It usually means that the phone you're calling ran out of battery. It can also mean she couldn't have blocked me, right? I hadn't texted her earlier or anything, so if she did, it would have been something she did on her own. Maybe the third time would be the charm at the end of all this, but it wasn't. But we kept trying. We had to, after all. Or at least, I had to. And so another day was another attempt. Are you dumb? How many times are you going to try this? It's not happening. But there was a sliver of hope in my heart that I could still win. Just one more day. I'm getting really sick of doing this, you know. Can't you respect my one wish? What if I died or something and you had to deal with the fact that you didn't follow my one simple wish and that there was no way to make it up to me anymore? How would that feel, huh? Natsuki, perhaps you'd like a few days off from the club? If there's something bothering one of my club members, I want to make sure that— Screw off, Monica! But I had to do it. Level Engine, stop! Huh? There's something you're not telling me about you and Natsuki. She's been rude towards everyone, but the most towards you. I'm here to help, you know, but I need to know everything to do that. It's like I said, I got no idea how I could have made her mad. What if I did it all along voluntarily, but couldn't figure out what it was? No, it doesn't matter. Even if it is all my fault, I promise to make it up to Natsuki. I suggest apologizing to her. But how? I didn't do anything wrong. Well, aside from maybe just not really give her a space. Look, if you're seriously going to try it— Natsuki is interrupted as Sayori hugs her. Hugs make everyone feel better, right? Sayori said that, but I saw a look of deep anger on Natsuki's face. This clearly wasn't going to end well. I hate you! Natsuki breaks out of Sayori's gasp. All of you, you don't get it, do you? Just leave me alone. It's the simplest thing ever. I'm sorry if none of you ever learned how to leave someone alone, but that's not my problem. I can't do this. I'm so sick of this. Of everything. Natsuki breaks into tears and runs out of the room. Natsuki! But it was too late. There's no chance of repairing anything now. It's over and we ruined it. I ruined it. Sayori broke the straw on the camel's back, but this was ultimately my mess. I don't remember what happened after that. Monica and Yuri kept trying to ask what all that was about, but I didn't feel like responding. Didn't want to talk at all. I still fell asleep for a few hours after that until I was woken up by Sayori. It's pretty late, Level Engine. Even though I'm not allowed to work on school projects at the library past this time, and I don't think they'd let you sleep like this. Sorry. No, it's fine. I'll get going. 7 p.m. already? Wow. I go to a fast food place after leaving the school, knowing I wouldn't be in the mood to cook when I got home. I look like a mess after today, but it's not like I care what others thought of me at this point. I couldn't stay there forever either. I couldn't stay anywhere forever as much as I wanted and tried, which meant it was finally time to go home. I walk on my way home until I'm in my neighborhood. I try going up to my house only to see something I never expected. No, not something. Someone. Natsuki? I messed up, Level Engine. Natsuki, what's going on? I didn't expect to see this. Especially not— What, so she's sitting pretty much right in front of my front door. Natsuki sitting on my porch? How long has she been waiting here? I know you hate me now, but I need somewhere to stay. Of course, with Natsuki. This doesn't mean anything. Only until— It doesn't matter. Well, we can discuss that later. It's cold out here, yeah? Come inside. Okay, so we walk in my living room. You'll be staying here for a while then. There's some stuff I need to explain. You're sleeping on the couch. Wait, what? I mean, yeah, sure, the couch is comfy enough anyway. Might as well not fight it. Then you'll be sleeping in my room, right? There's not any other options, are there? Technically, she could be sleeping on the couch instead of making me do it, but I guess this is fine. Okay, so you'll be sleeping in my room then. Don't touch anything, got it? Honestly, the stuff you hid in your room would probably gross me out too much to make me want to look at it anyway. I'll take that as a compliment. It's not one. I see. I wonder if it's because of pent-up emotion for whatever happened to her. I'll see you tomorrow then. Right. Natsuki heads outside for a moment to grab a suitcase she brought that was in the bushes, then goes to my room while I plop down on the couch in my living room. There weren't any blankets, but I was too exhausted to go get any. All I want for now is to sleep. Nothing more than some good long rest. Seeing as Natsuki has my alarm clock, I use my phone alarm to wake up the next morning. Thankfully, I found a place to charge it for the night. And as soon as I do wake up today, I see Natsuki already cooking something. Natsuki? You're up already? Just because you sleep forever doesn't mean I do too. I suppose. What are you cooking? Scrambled eggs. I thought your specialty was baking, though. It is, but cooking's still an important skill. I usually eat processed food, though. Oh, and I'm not making anything for you, by the way. It's your kitchen, so you can make it yourself. Harsh, but not wrong. I was never an expert when it came to cooking, so I grab a bowl of cereal instead. By the time I'm ready, Natsuki is done making her food as well. Whereas I sit at the kitchen table, she sits on the couch in the living room instead. Are you sure you don't want to eat at an actual kitchen table? I'm fine. Alright. When we're done eating, we continue to sit. So I had to go talk to Natsuki about manga. I got stuff to do later. Trying to figure out what I was actually about to do. I guess I'll watch some anime. A few hours pass after binge watching anime. I hear Natsuki's voice. What? Where and how did you get this? I stretch out my arms and turn around to see that Natsuki actually checked my manga collection. What are you talking about? I'm talking about this, duh. Parfait Girls? I don't remember ever buying that. It's not just any issue of Parfait Girls, though. It's a France-exclusive volume that had only 100 copies ever produced. Why do you own this? Yeah, I'd like to know that as well. I don't know. Probably got it at a garage sale bundled with a bunch of other manga, since I do that kind of shopping sometimes. I wouldn't have cared about Parfait Girls at the time, so it was probably the only other manga that came with that I cared about. That's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, go ahead and read it if you want. How am I supposed to read it when it's in French? Okay, that's a fair point. Well, my French isn't amazing, but I think I should be able to translate the manga. Want me to read it to you? Natsuki looks nervous. Are we actually going to get to see, like, the French, and am I going to actually have to try and read some French? I'll read something else. I guess not. I wanted to see where that was going to actually go. That sounds random to bring up, but crap. Well, too late now. I try watching a few more hours of anime, but there's a pit in my stomach that makes it hard for me to fully enjoy it. I know it's not good to let your worries get the best of you, but sometimes it's hard to shake it off, knowing everything that's been going on. It might be a bit early to do this, but I guess I'll try to get some sleep. Maybe some rest will help me feel a little better. I wake up the next morning. So you're up now. Level Engine, was there school yesterday? Yeah, about that. Oh, how do you manage to do anything when you're like this? I'm going to school now. Get yourself together and come too if you want, but I won't wait up for you. Natsuki walks out and slams the door, leaving me by myself. I look at my phone to check the time, and since nothing wants to go my way, I find out I'm almost late. I thought I've learned to set my alarm correctly by now, but oh well. School is a thing, I guess, but it's not like I care about it too much. Once it was over, I finally wandered over to the literature club and see everyone else look up to me. Hey. Level Engine, where were you and Natsuki? Oh, that? We accidentally skipped school. Accidentally? Yeah, Natsuki was at my house. Oh, I see. At your house, huh? That's neat. We were busy, that's all. I bet you were busy, yeah. It's not what it sounds like, I swear. If you want to be in the club, then you need to actually attend unless it's emergency. That's all we're saying. I mean, when you're skipping for that reason, it's just a tiny bit disrespectful. We'll make a note of it. Yeah. So how about those poems, am I right? We never forgot to go to school since. Daddy, what's going on with Mommy? Okay, so this is one of Natsuki's flashbacks here. She'll be okay. She has to be okay. Okay, so like only a couple paragraphs of flashback right there. No, not even like a couple, just like a couple sentences. At least today was a day off from school. I don't feel like showing my face at literature club again after last time anyway. Natsuki and I both make our own breakfast. As we're eating still in separate rooms, she says something to me. So, Level Engine, how about your offer to read that French Parfait Girls volume? Sure, I don't mind. Yeah, you really don't have a lot of other manga I like, so you know. Let me finish eating and I'll go get it. I head back down, sit on the living room couch. Ready? Sure. As I read to Natsuki, thoughts swirl through my head. Last time she didn't sit next to me because she didn't want anyone in the literature club to assume something about us, until she scooted closer anyway. We've both admitted our feelings for each other, though, and nobody else is here this time, so what's with her hesitating? Does she not trust me anymore? No, I'm probably looking too deep into this. Boy, I have another Yuri. That's great. No, really, this is great. No, really. Everything alright? Yeah, I've just been thinking about things. So yeah, one of my regular viewers and 2 Yuris. Hadn't had too much going on this stream, but I don't really mind that much. Thanks, Level Engine. Anytime. Come on, Level Engine! I groggily open my eyes and see Natsuki looking at me. Huh? What's going on? The alarm wasn't waking you up, so I had to. Anyway, your breakfast is about to go cold, so get up already. Breakfast? Only because I can't stand you eating cereal every day. Cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Sheesh, that's not a healthy way to live. And don't make any assumptions. Nutrition's been an important topic for me lately, that's all. Come on, you already know I eat more than that, Natsuki. Still, I shouldn't exactly complain about this, so thank you. Scrambled eggs. All I can make, sorry about that, it's no problem. Gonna be getting closer to her little by little, ask something that's been on my mind. How long do you plan on staying here anyway? Like I said, you can stay as long as you want, but I don't think you want to stay here forever, right? Hey, maybe I do. Not that it matters. Guess we're off to school, huh? Yep. School wasn't particularly special or anything like that. Neither was the time we spent at the literature club, where things were slowly getting closer to how they used to be. I don't think all this patience has been a complete waste, if nothing else. Things progressed like this for a while. Once it had been nearly a month since Natsuki started living here. Wow. It's been a while. Okay, so a whole month and still, like, no big reveal yet. And then God knows how many weeks before that month. So yeah, this was a pretty long, drawn-out story here. You know, you can sleep in your bed from now on if you want. Whoa, what? Wait, do you mean what I think you mean? No, geez, I'm not even surprised that's the first thing your mind jumps to at this point. Actually, I have something in mind. Follow me. See? A barrier made of pillows covers the middle of the bed, separating the 2 sides. A bit convoluted, but I can see it working. So we each get our own side of the bed, then? Yeah, it's a fairly big bed for one person. I felt kind of bad about you having to be on the couch, so... Thanks, Natsuki. It'll be nice to sleep in my own room again. Oh, by the way, it'd be nice if we could both eat something different tonight, so maybe we could go out for pizza? Sure, I guess it could be fun. Later that night, we went to a local pizza parlor and had a great time. While we were there, we discussed manga and other stupid stuff like we used to. It feels good to be at this point once again, even though I already know it probably wouldn't last forever. Nothing does. Still, I interact with Natsuki more in general after that night. We'd read manga, watch anime, play board games, and so on. Even though she trusted me more now, there was still a small piece of anxiety flowing through her. One day I'd ask why, but for now I was going to keep living with Natsuki. A life of peace, even though it wasn't perfection. That's all I want, honestly. Message on my phone. I looked at the sender and it's who I expected to be the one to send it, that person being Sayori. Seriously though, what's up with you and Natsuki? I respond with a text saying I'd talk to her about it later. I do have homework to finish after all. But really, it was also something that I think I should be said in person. Quietly speak to Natsuki. 1 second, alright. So about Natsuki, we might want to find a quieter place for this. Oh, sure. We walk into the hallway to discuss things. What's going on with Natsuki, then? I think I can save here, and I'll tell the full story. I don't fully know about this myself. I don't feel comfortable sharing the details either, so let's say she needed somewhere to stay and leave it at that. Huh, I wonder why. There you have it. No sneaky business or anything like that, it's me helping a friend. A friend? That's a whole different topic. Well, if you need any advice, I'm not that good at that kind of thing, but I can try to help. Thanks, Sayori. We walk back into the club room and Natsuki comes up to us. Level Engine! I'm back now, yeah. I hope you didn't do anything stupid. It's true that she still doesn't trust me 100%. With her insecurities, it wouldn't surprise me if she got the wrong idea about Sayori and I, even if that wouldn't make any sense in the first place. Well, I hope you don't want to treat everyone else like dirt at least. I turn around and see Monika listening in. You know what I meant, Monika. But yeah, Natsuki, you're the most important person to me at the moment. Sayori's nice, but she's only a friend when it comes down to it, you know. Thank you, Level Engine. Man's is complicated. That was already pretty obvious, but dang, no matter what though, being patient and letting things happen as they do seems to work out, I think. And just what is this you're reading? It's Mango! Mango? Yeah, they're like comics, but cooler. Okay, so I'm guessing Natsuki was like a kid in this flashback. She didn't really know how to say manga, she just said mango instead. Let me see this. So you're reading manga, Where'd you even get this? From a friend? It doesn't matter, actually. Go do something else. But why? It makes me happy. No, it'll rot your brain. I want you to live a fulfilling, productive life. Manga won't get you there. It can't even be considered literature, honestly. Rip? There's something that's been on my mind. What is it, Natsuki? I feel kind of guilty about everything that's been going on. Not that I owe you an explanation, anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that maybe her dad isn't actually abusive. Maybe he's just overly strict. I mean, this is a purist mod. It's generally more wholesome than the original game was, so he could just be like the really strict authority figure. Of course I owe you an explanation. Like, this Natsuki's dad might not even beat her up. Tears begin to well up in Natsuki's eyes. Calm down, Natsuki. Why don't you start from the beginning? I can't. Not yet. Okay. What can you tell me then? The reason I've been so distant towards you and everyone else lately. I'll be here, Natsuki. Take as long as you need. Level Engine, what does trust mean to you? Huh? That's sudden. Give me a moment. To me, trust means a lot of things. But if my only choice is to sum it up, then that's what I'll do. To me, trust is the ultimate symbol of confidence. It's the basis of friendship, romance, and human interactions in general. It's the symbol of your faith in someone, the symbol meaning that you believe they'll never hurt you. I don't believe you can have a perfect trust in someone, but trust doesn't have to be perfect either. It just needs to be good enough and then you can be satisfied. I was thinking of something like tattoo, but it's a bit different for me. I need that perfect trust, and I don't think I'll ever show my true self unless I have perfect trust in that person. I don't know, Natsuki. How do you get that in the first place? What is that? I don't know, but I can't bring myself to agree with anything other than a perfect trust. Is there a reason why you think that? Maybe I'll tell you some other time. What you said about trust, I don't think it's totally wrong, though. I might have to rethink some of this after all. If I take the first step, it might be a little easier. What are you doing? What's the big issue? It's not like we're doing anything dirty. Unless that's what you're insisting. If that's the case, then you can go back to sleeping on the couch. Honestly, though, that barrier was getting annoying anyway. Like, you always snored to the pillows, which only made your snoring even louder. It sucked. But yeah, you've been so nice to me. I might not trust you or anyone else completely, but I trust you enough. That's what you said was important, wasn't it? Trust being good enough? Maybe so. One day I might tell you the full story, but I hope this is enough for now. So, still nothing about her home life. Just a couple flashbacks, like 2 of them, and it's been almost 75 minutes. I think this is going to be a pretty long route here. You two are going to start dating soon, right? Excuse me? Come on, it's obvious you two like each other. What? I never told Sayori about that part. You're not entirely wrong, but what? Live a little. Natsuki looks over at me, unsure of what to do, which is awfully inconvenient, seeing as I'm unsure of what to do as well. I whisper to Natsuki. Sayori is probably already going to listen in anyway, but there's not much I can do about that anymore. Let's discuss this in the hallway. Natsuki nods her head. As we try going out into the hallway, we hear Monika's voice. Where are you two going? I don't like jumping to conclusions, but from what we know about you two... Look, we're just... Stop making excuses and tell it like it is. We're going to have a private conversation, understand? Everyone else nods their head as we make our way over to the hallway. Anyway, about us dating. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but can you really date someone you don't fully trust? I'll drop my save rate here, actually. I don't know if it's going to make any difference if I make the other choice. Like, be vague and not tell the full story. But as long as our trust in each other is good enough, it can work. I'm tired of lying to myself. Okay, Natsuki, idiot! I'm not sure what you expect me to say. Not that. I'm talking about how we're still standing right outside the club room. I see. Let's head further down the hallway then. So are you going to say it or not? Of course. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. It only just now sunk in what I'm doing. I mean, I knew I was doing it, but I'm actually doing it. I remember when I first joined the literature club. I liked everyone there, but Natsuki stood out to me. Natsuki, you're a special person to me. Seriously. Natsuki is cold, yeah, but she can be sweet sometimes too. It's not if everyone has a perfect personality anyway. Plus, I think the way she acts is endearing personally. I've liked you from day one, and I don't know if you were in the same boat, but you still have feelings for me nonetheless. Not that, but she's broadened my horizons too. And if there's anyone I want to go through with something new with, it's her. I'm not perfect, I'll admit. Not to mention, this would be my first relationship, so I might not be perfect boyfriend material. And we've been living together, too. How awesome is that? It's a weird set of circumstances, sure, but at least we got some happiness out of it. But that doesn't matter to me. My emotions are too strong for that to stop me. It wasn't pure happiness, of course. There were some uncomfortable, sad times as well. I can't even imagine how bad Natsuki must have it for her trusting me to shout it like that so hard after we built up a good friendship. Other people might be convinced we're already dating, which is understandable as we do have feelings for each other. What a journey this has been. Didn't think this would happen. Promise to make you the happiest girl alive. Natsuki, will you be my girlfriend? Duh, of course! Geez, you almost made that sound like a marriage proposal or something. Make your confession shorter next time, but I'll forgive you. I've liked you since you first came to the literature club after all. I'm so relieved, so satisfied, so happy. Natsuki. Our mouths keep getting closer and closer. Until... I knew it! Oh. What the heck? Okay. It's just Sayori standing in front of Monika. I thought something really freaky was happening here. No, they're just peeking out of the literature club doorway. Realizing they've been caught, they rush back inside. Well, we're not dying anytime soon. There'll be another chance, I'm sure. Yeah. I feel like leaving the literature club early today, honestly. You? Yeah. I'll tell Monika that we need to leave the club early. She'll understand. Well, I'm sure the club will tease us plenty tomorrow. I'm about to ready to go home. Man, today's been weird, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Happy birthday, Natsuki. So, another flashback. I know it's been a tough year, but here's hoping the next will be better. So, something about her mom not being okay. Something about the manga rotting her brain, and then this flashback. Is something wrong? I don't want to talk about this. Not on my birthday. I think you already know what I'm talking about, though, Dad. And then something on her birthday. That means I'm in a relationship, then. It's great that... Oh, right, we're still in the same house together. Why do you use that alarm clock anyway? It's not like you wake up to it much. Like I said, get up. It's almost time for school and I've already made you breakfast. Alright, thanks, Natsuki. I go into the kitchen and see not just scrambled eggs, but a few pieces of bacon as well. Since I'm your girlfriend now, I thought the meals I make for you should be a little less crappy. Really? That's rather nice of you, actually. I can be nice sometimes. Geez, you could at least thank me or something. Sorry. Thank you, Natsuki. That's better. Let's eat, then. We each eat our breakfast while sitting together, I'd like to mention, and head off to school soon after. We're immediately met by Sayori. So? So what? You two are dating, aren't you? You have to be at this point. I was going to text you, but I had the feeling you weren't going to spill the beans so easily. I don't get why it's such a big deal to you, though. Did you make a bet or something? Because I've been cheering you two on, of course. Natsuki rolls her eyes. Yeah, we're dating. I expect Natsuki to follow up with something rude, but... So what? I'm proud of it. For sure. I didn't mean that as a bad thing. I know, but I don't see it as big a deal. I guess the fact that Level Engine actually got a girlfriend is surprising, though. Well, she's not wrong. Well, you're not wrong. Wow, even Sayori agrees. I just think it's super cool. I'm happy about it too. So about the whole relationship, what are we supposed to do? I'm not exactly a romantic if that's what you're thinking. Me neither. And I'll probably end up embarrassing myself if I tried to be romantic. Guess this won't be as easy as I thought. Not necessarily. Wouldn't it work better if one of us were romantic, though? Sometimes unconventional relationships are the ones that work best. Not everyone has to follow the standard expectation of a relationship. I think what's most important is that you're both happy. That's all that matters, isn't it? At least that's how I'd like to think about it. I wish you best of luck. For the last time, I'm not cute. What does that mean, I am? You're funny sometimes, I guess. I feel like those two things aren't quite the same. Anyways, I'll go get some manga, Natsuki. We read manga again that day, but this time it felt a lot different. It felt more personal. I noticed that we laughed and smiled a lot more than usual. Can a simple label actually change things that much? Would it have been like this if we got into a relationship earlier too? Similar to what Monica said, though, that doesn't matter much. What matters is us being happy. I promised I'd make Natsuki happy, and that thought makes me happy too. I could try being more romantic, however. I mean, what could go wrong? I was gonna guess another flashback, but no. Huh? What are you waking me up for? It's morning, isn't it? And you usually wake me up, so I thought I'd do the opposite for a change. It's too early for me to get up, dummy. I only wake you up because you oversleep. Uh-oh. I think I might have made a mistake. Probably. I'm sorry about that. I won't do it again. Natsuki smiles before turning over again. I think it's nice, though. Huh? That you care about me. You might mess up on a gigantic scale a lot, but it's nice to be cared for by someone. It's the thought that counts. Or something like that, I don't know. Next time you should think first, I guess. I'm going back to sleep now. Well, woo, now I'm ready to get up. After 2 minutes? I planned on getting up at this time, yeah. Not sure why I brought it up. Might sound a bit stupid. Do you think I can make breakfast today? Won't turn down more time to rest, but why do you want to make breakfast? You've been making breakfast for over a month now. It would be fair. It's not something I'm intentionally trying to do, but it just happens. Wish I knew beforehand. You'd embarrass me like this once we started dating. Does that mean I have to make breakfast? Like, actually make breakfast? I usually tend to eat processed food, so I don't know much about homemade cooking. Think about what I want to make. It's gotta be breakfast themed. How many breakfast foods do I know how to cook anyway? Not many, I think. I could try something new, but that could also end up being a disaster. Another choice. I don't think this is gonna have, like, a major impact on the ending we get. Because it's just like a simple breakfast dish. Screw it, scrambled eggs it is. She stares at it from multiple angles and proceeds to take a bite. She doesn't have a look of disgust on her face, so I got that going for it. This isn't seasoned, is it? Was I supposed to do that? Yeah. I still think it tastes pretty good, though. Not as good as mine, of course. You did a decent job for your first time cooking. I don't cook a lot, but this wasn't my first time cooking either. Thanks. Plus my scrambled eggs always taste the same, which is to say they taste perfect. This is definitely below average, so it obviously tastes different. So it's nice to have some variety in the food I eat. I'm guessing that was meant as a compliment? At least I got something out of it. Interested in seeing what you cook next, only if you want to. Food tastes so much better when it's specially made by someone else, you know. Kind of broad, made by someone you care about. You have to point out everything, don't you? Only if I think it's needed. Fine, your food tastes better because I know it was you who made it, and you're an important person to me. Happy? A little. Wouldn't hurt for me to practice cooking either. As we ate, I sneaked a question in the middle of it. We should start going on actual dates now, right? Wait, what? Actually, that wouldn't be any different from what we've done before. Go on. I was thinking we could have a picnic. Your thoughts? That doesn't sound so bad. You have to help me make the food, though. I let you be lazy more than the average person does, but even I have my limits. Got it. Since it's the weekend, how about we make the food tomorrow and leave that day? Alright, so let's make the food. Head to the kitchen, there was a whole row of foods. Whoa, I thought your specialty was baking, Natsuki. It is, which is all the food I made so far stuff is today that you bake. We'll take a closer look and see several different flavors of cupcakes. Ha, you're right. I'm the one who wants to make the non-baking stuff then. Yep. I'll list the foods I know how to make. I can make scrambled eggs, peanut butter, and jelly sandwiches. That's it. What the heck? And then what's with all these ingredients? That's a pretty good question, actually. What's it gonna be then? Sandwiches, I guess. These will be the best sandwiches you've tasted, trust me. I'll wait for you to prove it to me then. And so I went on to make the best sandwiches ever. Actually, that's a bit of an exaggeration. I'd like to think they were good though, but I wouldn't be able to find out until we actually leave for the picnic. I guess we'll just go to the picnic. You shouldn't tease girls unless you really like them, you know that? We're dating. Oh yeah. Looks like she's about to throw out another but can't bring herself to make the excuse. Fine, I'll give you that, but I'll win next time. Next time? Win what? And when I do, you'll pay. You'll owe me a hug or something. I'm still working out the details. Sure thing. So, okay, so a little flashback before the picnic. I want to talk. Oh, there's plenty to talk about. Here, I'll let you start. Look, I know that things have been a bit rough between us, but I promise you I'm trying. It's just so hard. That doesn't change anything. You still have a daughter to take care of. I know. I'm trying. Whatever you say, Dad. Man, this is like really slowly paced here. So where are we going? I might just be tempted to fast forward past a bunch of this stuff until something more interesting happens because it's just been dates, picnics, all the lovey-dovey sort of stuff. And I think this is like the third time I've seen this park now. Look, I put this in my list of top 2 cupcakes you've made. It's a compliment. Thanks, Level Engine. Natsuki takes out one of the sandwiches I had and has a bite. It's better than your breakfast cooking, I'll say that much. Thanks, that's what I was going for. Yeah, I'll go with that. We didn't spend much time eating, meaning we weren't left with much to do afterwards. So we decided to lay down next to each other on the blanket. Maybe I can take another shot at being romantic? This sky certainly is blue. Actually, I'll hold off on that for now. It sure is, Level Engine. I'm glad you noticed. Cut me some slack. I'm trying to think of something to talk about. I don't think you have to force yourself to find something to talk about. Just being together is pretty nice. You're not wrong. Hey, Natsuki. Sorry if this is a sensitive topic, but what do you think your future's gonna be like? Do you have a dream job or something? I've had ideas for what I'd like to do, but I haven't actually decided. There's so much I've been having to focus on these days that it's not something I can think about right now. What about you? What's your dream job? You can't be a NEET forever. I love anime to death, so with enough practice I can maybe become the ultimate animator or something at one point? No, that's wrong. I'd be lying if I said seriously I thought about my future. I wouldn't turn out to be even a rookie animator. Honestly, I got nothing. Sucks for you. I'm gonna have to help you get a job at some point, aren't I? Well, I'll take all the help I can get. Huh, that's what I thought. Don't know why we're focusing on that, though. So you have to just learn to shut up and enjoy your surroundings sometimes. That's true. I'll admit I'm not great at relaxing. I can make it easier for you. You can't hug me forever. Fine. Still don't get why you keep being so nice to me, though. It's not like I've been nice back. I think you've acted a lot softer lately, actually. That plus all the cooking and baking you did? There was also that, too. Yeah, let's just keep staying in the park, and then we'll go home. Do we have to? I got homework to do, so yeah, I gotta go home. Well, that happened. Everything okay? I've been thinking, and... Natsuki pauses for nearly a full minute. I trust you enough to tell you, but this isn't something I want you to be involved with. Let me guess, are we gonna get cut off again? Like I said, I don't want you involved. Don't worry about me. I've already accepted what's going on. If you say so. I'm going to watch some anime. If you need me, just ask. It pains me to watch this happen, but in times like these, I need to stay true to myself. As cliché as it sounds, patience is a virtue. And patience has gotten me this far. It's how I managed to get into a relationship with Natsuki in the first place. I think everything will work out in the end. As long as I wait and prepare for whatever might come next, I'll succeed. I see Natsuki nowhere in the room, surprisingly. Oh no. It's probably not going to be anything too unwholesome, considering how the rest of this route went. There you are. Okay, so she's just in the living room. What happened? It was just a nightmare. That's it? Gotta be a pretty bad dream for you to be out here. When a nightmare happens in the room you sleep in, you wouldn't want to stay in that room, would you? Plus, I didn't want to wake you up. You can wake me up anytime, Natsuki. I'm here for you. Yeah, but it's something I don't want you to have to deal with. This isn't your fight. I'm guessing you're not going to tell me what's going on then. I didn't mean to guilt trip you, but you need to think about what's best for you. I know, Level Engine, maybe someday I'll tell you. Why do I feel like I should maybe just fast forward past a bunch of this? This is starting to get pretty damn long. Okay, another flashback. Okay, maybe I'll just keep reading for the flashbacks, but I don't know if I'll read anything else until the big reveal. Or maybe it's going to be maybe just like a little medium-sized reveal, because it's this mod we're playing. I can't stand having things continue like this. I want the old you back. So what did I do wrong, Dad? What did I do that's causing me to be treated like this? What did I do to make you neglect me like this? Sometimes that's how things go. There's no real reason for it, at least any that's intentional. Sometimes it just happens. Not that I want it to anyway. But why? As I said, there's not necessarily a reason. You have to learn to accept that. No, there has to be a reason. What happened to you? I want things to get better. I want to see you back to normal. Is that ever going to happen? I'm guessing it didn't. Whatever that was. For another month of dating. Natsuki saw that man again. Which man? Let's go somewhere else. Before I could object, she grabbed me by the arm and tried to drag me away, that is, until he spoke up. You over there, I need to ask you something. I froze, not even Natsuki being able to move me. Yeah? I had no idea what to think at the time. Who was this guy? Am I about to be dead? Are you dating Natsuki? I gulped. Yes? That's all I want to know. Thank you. And then he just walked away, leading me to right now where I'm extremely confused. Yeah, I was definitely about to be dead. What did he even want with me? What did he want with you? Calm down, Level Engine. How am I supposed to calm down? This reeks of creepiness. He's my dad. What? I said I don't want you to get involved. If it comes down to it, then I'll handle it. Natsuki has a determined look on her face. Just what am I missing here? Are you sure you can handle it, though? I'm not trying to downplay your strengths, but I feel like there's something deeper going on here than not being told about. You care too much? When am I gonna get to make, like, my next significant choice, or just get even more of the story out of this? Parfait Girls the movie. Story not in the manga or anime. So we're gonna go watch the movie. Oh, I wake up in the middle of the night. Okay, so never mind, we're not watching the movie right away. Why wasn't Natsuki next to me, though? I slowly walk into the living room. I turn over to the kitchen and see Natsuki getting something out of the fridge. Okay, I'm hoping it's not morphine tablets. Natsuki, why are you up so late? Natsuki, shocked to hear someone awake, drops the food she's holding. Luckily, nothing breaks. I can ask you the same thing. Hey, I woke up a few minutes ago. I don't think you went to sleep the same time I did, though. I'm probably stressing out with this, aren't I? Natsuki. I planned on going back to sleep anyway, so I head back to my room and see Natsuki laying on my bed, her face buried in the pillow. You're not stressing me at all, Natsuki. I might get a bit concerned, but it's nothing I can't deal with. I've recently been thinking about telling you. You already know. I can't bring myself to do it. I don't know if I ever will. Sounds like she's crying. One step at a time, Natsuki. I get into bed with her. Now, hold my hand. There. Feel a bit calmer? Get some rest. Said I had something planned for tomorrow, didn't I? You'll like it, believe me. So she's fallen asleep, and she's sound asleep, and we're gonna go watch the movie. How long can I keep this up? How long can I keep this up before it breaks? So we just make the breakfast. Feeling any better? A little. So we're gonna watch the movie. A few hours pass, let's go watch the movie. You already forgot. Yeah, this was definitely more or less lackluster compared to the Yuri route. .30 screening of Parfait Girls in the movie. This was just pretty lackluster and just generic lovey-dovey stuff. Except for Natsuki feeling really insecure about what's going on with her home life over the course of pretty much the entire story. So it's just more or less been this repetitively for the past hour and a half, going back and forth from happy times to being insecure about her home life, and then back to happy times, and so on and so forth. I kind of miss the crazier shit like Doki Doki exit music. The snack vendor is full of delicious treats, filled with traditional movie theater snacks from around the world. That, of course, wasn't the main attraction. We head into the cinema room where the movie was supposed to play, only to find out we were the only people who showed up. Did we arrive on time? It's 3:30 now, isn't it? But hey, we do have front row seats. Not that it matters. So we watched the movie, and it's already over. I don't know if it lived up to the hype, but I thought it was decent. Same here. I was unsure about how well they could adapt the series into a movie, but they did a pretty good job. I pull away my arm that was wrapped around Natsuki's shoulders and stand up. Time to go home. Hey, Level Engine, there's something I want to say first. What is it? Thanks. I never had a boyfriend like you. Or a boyfriend at all. Or even a friend like you. Or anyone at all like you. You're the only one who takes me to movies I want to watch or makes food with me. You're the only one who's been this nice to me, so if I'm ever mean towards you, you know part of the reason why. This is stupid. Sorry for wasting your time. Natsuki's head droops as she gets up and heads towards the exit. What's going on, Natsuki? What's the final piece of this puzzle I'm missing? It's really, really slowly coming together, but... Okay, it's starting to come together. We need to talk about your grades? Yeah, so what about them? She's failing, right? My grades suck. There you go. What else is new? This has to change. I don't know if you'll need a tutor or something, but we can't let things keep going like this. We can't let you be held back a second time, Natsuki. So what if I am? Is it really that big of a deal? We both know that your education is important. Even then, how are my grades supposed to change if the situation that I live in won't change? How are my grades supposed to get better if living here doesn't get better? Going through all this, I can only do so much. What are you going to do if you get held back again, then? What will you tell your friends? Will you lie about your age to the people you meet? Were you listening to anything I even said? I did, but you're missing my point. No, I get your point, but you don't seem to get mine. But if that's how you want to go about this, then fine. It's not like I can do anything about this anyway. It's not like I was ever able to do anything about things going on in my life. Things continue as normal for the next few days. Natsuki and I were asleep until I heard a loud noise along the lines of a thud. Okay, so she rolled off the bed. I didn't think much of it initially. I thought she had another nightmare or something and it happened because of her tossing and turning. To some degree that was true, but it was what I found when I looked at her after she fell that I discovered a horrifying fact. When she fell, her shirt shifted in a way that her right shoulder became visible and the final puzzle piece I had been looking for had finally appeared. She looked up at me, a bit groggily. She had just woken up after all. Natsuki, what's with that bruise? Natsuki. Okay, so that's kind of what I thought at first. And here I am now, shocked and furious to see such a thing. I could spend time coming up with a bunch of other possibilities explaining why she has that bruise, but there was no point. Everything already fit together. The thoughts rushed through my head. The reason why she has a bruise, the reason she came to live with me, the reason she acts the way she does toward her dad, and more or less a lot of other people. There is no other explanation. But this is the conclusion I have come to. Natsuki was hit by her dad. If that isn't bad enough, the potential implications could be even worse. I feel dizzy. Now what? How do I handle this? It's not like I can ignore this. I was able to ignore it before because I didn't realize what was going on. I didn't realize the seriousness of the situation, but now that I do, I have to do something. Level Engine, this bruise. Don't bother. I already know. Are you mad at me, Level Engine? I don't have any excuses anymore. Before I hit it... Okay, so... I'm still alive now, right? Yeah, stream resumed. OBS disconnected and cut me off. Thought I was doing the right thing by keeping you out of this, but I'm not mad at you. I wish you didn't have to find out like this, but it's not you I'm upset with, Natsuki. Do you want anything to drink? Are you hungry? No. I just want to get this over with. Fear, regret, and sadness all cycle through at the same time. When does this happen, Natsuki? Remember that day when I snapped at you and said I hated everyone? It's not a good memory to get back to, but yes. Then I was having an argument with my dad, and as usual, and I stop right there. Hold up, as usual? Does this happen often or something? Or I'd have to go back a bit further to explain. I need to get the bruise out of the way first. Sorry, go back to the story. We can talk about the rest later. So I was arguing with my dad, and then it escalated, and then Natsuki shows me your bruise again. Then you ran to my house, didn't you? Yeah. Sorry, I haven't fully processed this yet. It's been over a month since then, though. Shouldn't your bruise have faded out at this point? I don't know. I thought about that too, but I didn't want to tell anyone, so... Again, we can focus on that later. I think I understand everything now, but I need to ask you more about the situation with your dad. Was it always like this? My home life used to be fine, or at least better. It wasn't amazing or anything, which has to do a lot with how tight our money situation was. My mom passed away early into my childhood, so my dad took care of me from that point on. He wasn't the worst father ever or anything. He got mad a lot, but not nearly as mad as he's gotten over these past few years. Did something happen to make him more upset like that? I don't know. Maybe he just couldn't deal with everything put together. Him and my mom were apparently married for 15 years before they had me. I think raising a child with his wife was too important for him to put into words. Our money situation has gotten worse recently too. We haven't totally sunk yet, although it has to be tough for him. That doesn't justify what he did. I didn't say it does. I'm mad about this too. This is so much to take in all at once. Maybe I really should have waited until tomorrow to talk about this, but it's too late for that now. As the years went by, my dad started to distance himself from me. Well, it's more like he distanced himself from everyone. Kind of like what Natsuki was doing, like, during one of those weeks where she simply didn't want to talk to anyone, sat in the corner. He can do that if he wants, but he still has a daughter to take care of. Occasionally making dinner isn't enough. I felt neglected because of it. It was like I did something wrong, but couldn't figure out what it was. Does he drink, Natsuki? No, I don't think so. I never saw him drink anyway. It was how he acted towards other things, too. He had this perfect idea of what he wanted his daughter to be like. He was willing to give some leeway, but not enough to let me do things like keep my manga collection at home. He wanted to have that much control over your life when he could barely take care of himself? Basically. Wow, the more of this I hear, the more I feel bad for Natsuki. What she had been going through is not how someone should have to live. Because he wanted me to be the best daughter ever. That's what he taught me for years to do. He wanted me to rise above everyone else. And yeah, wanting me to be successful is one thing, but he didn't have to push it onto you as hard as he did, right? And it wasn't exactly him focusing on only my grades either. I've never been good enough at school to be a straight-A student anyway. He told me to be the best socially too and to have the most friends. That even though it might not always work out, to make sure to try to talk to people. I never figured out what to do. I never wanted to figure out if I should take advice from him of all people. It didn't really matter though. In the end, I had a hard time making friends because I had trouble trusting people thanks to him. I can't even think right now. My mind is frozen. Like I said, I didn't want to end up the way I did. Things just happened that way. Sometimes I try to be nice, but a lot of times I didn't want to show any weakness. I don't get why it happened that way, but it did. Remembering all this can't be easy. Reason why he was so obsessed with me being successful is because of himself. He didn't want me to turn out the way he did. Do you still care for him? A part of me does. Okay, let me make sure we're on the same page here. What your dad did to you was abuse. I need to make something clear. Another one of his actions was undeniable, unjustifiable neglect towards you. How do you fully feel about him? Just think of everything, Natsuki. Learning all this is so surreal. It's like you know something's wrong, but only later realize just how awful it is. Not that kind of funny, but I'm talking more about how I came to find out about this. She didn't always do a great job, but she continued trying to hide it. But then there's tonight. Because my bed is up against the wall, you can only fall off of it if you lay down on the left side. I was the first one to get into bed that night, and I laid down on the right side. So the only option was for Natsuki to yada yada. I get it. I asked if your dad tried committing suicide at any point. He hasn't. I'm trying to figure something out. You said that he distanced himself from everyone, and that you think it was because he was sick of life piling up on him, right? He lost his wife, his financial situation was rough, and so on. I think so. Would he have tried to take his life? I'm sorry if that sounds random, but it's something I was thinking about. He had to have some reason to live, wouldn't he? Or you're looking deep into it. No, I think I'm onto something. Otherwise it leaves only two possibilities. There was another reason he distanced himself from everyone, or he had no reason to live. There's nothing pointing to the first possibility. I don't think it would make sense if there was either. As for the second possibility, he hadn't even attempted suicide, right? Again, you're looking way too deep into it. You can't tell how someone is feeling when you don't know them well enough. It's just not possible. I also remember you suggesting that it was possible the reason your dad was so obsessed with you being successful was because he didn't want to see you end up like himself. What if he kept living for you? If it were true, then it would be a twisted, sick way to convey love when you look at how he treated you. But even with how angry I am at him, I can't totally ignore that maybe was the situation. There's no way in justifying his actions. Violence is never the answer, but maybe I'm looking at this from the wrong perspective. Perhaps there is no right perspective to this either. Again, what he did was despicable, but I do wonder. This is the first time he hit you, right? This is the first time he had hit me, yes. Back when he and my mom first got married, they agreed they would never use violence to get a point across if they ever had kids. I wonder how she would feel about all this. It's been a long night, Natsuki. I'm proud of you for telling me all this. It's not like I had a choice. Maybe, if that doesn't make it any less difficult. How much longer is this going to last? Natsuki cries harder. Hey, I'm your boyfriend. One of the things I'm supposed to do when you're having a hard time is to comfort you. So let me do that. We both hug each other. I think even I cried a little. There was no point to the alarm clock today. I didn't care what the literature club was going to think or say, but we weren't going to school today. Looking at Natsuki, seeing that she's still hugging me even while she's asleep, there's no way I can make her go to school. I didn't want to leave her alone either, so that's just how it is. So many questions. Want to keep Natsuki company for as long as possible. Natsuki panics. Level Engine, we're about to be late for school. You didn't forget about what happened last night? Yeah, but even now you're still pushing yourself. You have to rest, Natsuki. Natsuki looks as though she's about to fight back, only for her head to land back on the pillow. Fine. I like you, you know. A smile comes across Natsuki's face, which surprises me a little. I didn't think she'd be smiling in this situation. I like you too, Natsuki. We are dating for a reason, after all. Yeah, but I don't feel like I say it enough. I'm kinda crappy sometimes. But with you, I can feel like I can do anything. So, stay with me, okay? Please. Don't know if she's acting like this because she's sleep-deprived or exhausted or something, but I'm not complaining or anything. I'll stay with you for as long as you want, Natsuki. What time is it? Unaware of what's going on around me, I checked my phone to see the time. Almost 7 p.m. already? We really slept that long? Natsuki, are you awake? Seems like it with the way she's holding me. It's almost 7 p.m. Can things be swept under the rug this easily? Natsuki's been through more than enough. It'd be selfish to try to get her to wake up when she's fine with sleeping. I've had no experience with what she's been going through or anything similar either. Am I really qualified to give advice for this? What I say from this point forward could potentially change her life forever. Maybe it could change mine too. So I'm guessing another choice is going to come up soon. If we make the wrong one, then something bad happens to Natsuki and we get a terrible ending. I continued to sleep and woke up at around 11 p.m. I don't think I've ever slept this long before, actually. Natsuki is up this time, too, though. As I turn over and see her reading some manga. Can we talk? You're probably gonna bug me till I say yes. That creates another issue, which is figuring out what to do about it. Why do we need to do anything about it? What do you mean? Like I said, why do we have to try to fix it in the first place? Is she even wrong? Does there need to be a solution? Well, do you still care for your dad? I do, but I'm happy living the way I am at the moment. Am I getting myself into something that ultimately isn't for me going to change? Do you think you'd be happier if things were patched up? Maybe I would be, but I don't want to take the risk to find out. Am I going in circles thinking about this? I want to help Natsuki. She's so important to me, and I love her so much, but I have to question if this is okay for me to do. I don't think she's ever actually asked for my help with this, has she? Can we at least talk about this later? I don't know if we should. I'll be honest. I'm extremely unsure about what I'm saying right now. But would things be the same if we let this go? Would things be the same the next time we go on a date? Like I said, I don't know what we should do about your dad. I just think it's going to feel weird if we don't do something. Learn to let go, I guess. Eventually I started dating you and here we are now. So on and so forth. If that's what you want, Natsuki, I'll respect your wishes. As you said, there's no harm in the way we're living. If you want to put this aside for now, then that's okay. Thank you, Level Engine. Natsuki has been so sweet lately. That's probably because she's speaking to her boyfriend, but living in a healthier environment is probably influencing her too. Maybe it's okay to end things here. We're both happy now, so maybe it's fine to leave it at this, since I don't think anything bad will come out of it. Right? I know things won't stay like this. I know something is going to happen. I know there's no way this is over. But until then, I'm going to enjoy whatever happens next. In other words, it's time to relax. Turns out it was easier to let go of it than I thought it'd be. In fact, I've been looking forward to today. So we wake up again. Valentine's Day already? I'll drop a save here. Natsuki pushes a tray of homemade chocolates towards me. Thanks, Natsuki. The chocolates all have a different shape, as if they were made with uniqueness in mind. I pick up and take a bite, experiencing one of the best chocolates I've eaten in a long time. Wow, this tastes great. Nice job. Yeah, I tried. So, since it's Valentine's Day, shouldn't we, go on a date or something, too? I don't see why not. Where should we go? A lake near the park. So I guess we'll just get ready for it. So we're back at the park and near a lake. Natsuki and I walk out the door and meet the cold air of the night, along with the light breeze complementing it. From there we head to the place I have in mind. Once we get there, we realize that maybe my idea for a date location that I came up with on the spot wasn't so bad after all. The water is gorgeous. The moon shines down on the lake, giving an amazing amount of light considering what time it is. We both sit down on the edge, arms wrapped around each other as we stare into the moonlight. Man, this place is beautiful. Not as beautiful as you, of course. You're just looking for cheesy stuff to say. That doesn't stop from being true, does it? Well, I'll accept the compliment. Because I complain doesn't mean those are my only feelings. You already know that? Wasn't a serious complaint anyway. It's pretty cold, though. Not much you can do about it now. You have to warm me up as punishment? I'm cold, too. You're not going to get much warmer with what you're doing. You're just looking for excuses to hug me. No, I'm not. I grin. What do you say, Natsuki? We sat like this for a couple minutes until I bring up something I remembered. Hey, Natsuki. What is it? I'm trying to concentrate on warming up. Those chocolates you baked were pretty good. Got me thinking, though. Remember when we went grocery shopping first? I was thinking about why we went shopping. For food, probably. I think that's why people go to grocery stores. I believe we bought cupcake supplies, though. When I asked you what or who they were for, you said I'd find out soon enough. But I don't think I ever found out what they were for. I thought it was obvious. Are you trying to get me to call you an idiot on purpose or something? You already know I usually don't mean it. I don't get what's so attractive about saying it. Wait, usually? I genuinely don't know. I don't like jumping to conclusions like that. You're going to make me say it, aren't you? I was going to make them for you. Should have figured this out sooner. Still stuff about the lake. I wonder what life would have been like if I had never met you. Actually, I don't want to think about what life would have been like in that case. I know it'd be bad, though. Putting it into perspective, Natsuki's right. If she never met me, she wouldn't have had any place to stay after her dad hit her, and I don't want to think about what life after that would have been like either. Would she have had the courage to ask any of the other club members for a place to stay? I don't think it matters now anyway. I'm so glad I'm dating you. Would it be annoying if I said that for the 1000th time? Maybe it would be, but it wouldn't change anything. I still don't get why you're dating me. But I can't deny that I've had a good time dating you too. A great time even. Whatever makes you feel better or something. You know what? Another conversation. Could this actually more or less make a difference in the ending we get? If I don't say anything, what happens? We should get back home. I love you so much, Natsuki. So do I. She starts leaning in. Our faces are so close. Could this be? She suddenly stops leaning in. How many times have you been kissed, by the way? At the moment, not even once. You? It's the same here. Would you like to change that? I don't see why not. Eventually, our faces can't get any closer. Suddenly, we're kissing. Nobody to interrupt us, nothing to bring us down, and man, does it feel good. I keep thinking the moment's going to be ruined by something, but never does. All that happens is pure bliss. Once we're done, we both have a shocked look on our faces. Did we actually? I think so. Okay, I'm just checking. We should do this more often. I liked it. Natsuki seems like she's trying to stop blushing, but can't do it. I agree. My first kiss was great, though. I think this was a good day overall. More time passed. It's been half a year since we first started dating, duh. Holy crap, 6 months already? Of course, it's just been 2 hours I've been sitting here, not 6 months. I'm guessing we should celebrate later tonight, then. You're getting better at this. Took you long enough. I try. You do? Very funny, Natsuki. I'll think of the details later, but I'm tired. You're always tired. We have to get to school anyway. Yeah. We did, of course, go to the literature club, though. As we walk in holding hands, Sayori greets us. You two look happy today. They always look happy, Sayori. Not saying that's a bad thing. Well, it's been half a year since we started dating, so... Yuri peeks up from the book she's reading. Congratulations. Oh, that's no big deal. Natsuki looks disappointed in me. I think it's a big deal. The fact that Levelichin had a girlfriend for longer than a week is impressive. Yes, Natsuki, you made that joke at home, too. That was a joke? Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. Congrats to both of you. I remember when you two first met. I saw this coming, to be honest. Did you, Monica? I didn't think it was obvious we had feelings for each other at the time. It was obvious. Anyway, we're gonna read some manga now. On our way back by my house, I see the silhouette of a tall figure dart across the bushes. At least, it tries to dart across the bushes. Once it realizes our eyes are on it, it stops. It walks a little bit forward, enough for us to see who it is. Natsuki's dad. I've seen him multiple times before while I was with Natsuki, and he never interacted with us much. She'd glare at him, but this time something was different. He was clenching his fist, which wasn't a fantastic sign. It was quite a terrible sign, actually, but I feel that speaks for itself, and I'm kind of panicking at this point. So if we ask her about something or just ask her about her favorite date, does this not happen? Let me load this save slot real quick. I'm just gonna see if this does converge back into more or less the path we were already on. And it looks like it does. Yeah. Okay, so this doesn't actually put us on a completely different path here. All three of those choices just converge back into the main story anyway. So let's get back to where, like, this part of the story happens, like Natsuki's dad. So is he gonna punch me? Am I about to be killed or something? Okay, so I feel like this is actually going to be the really important choice. If I fuck up, then something bad happens to Natsuki or me or like just both of us. If I run away, hopefully I take Natsuki with me too. Okay, we obviously. Did your dad seem a bit angry? That's a word for it, yeah. I'm not really sure what to do about this. I doubt he's actually going to murder you or anything, Level Engine. I know, but nothing. Besides, it's a special day. Shouldn't you take me on a date since that's the point of dating and all? Fast food it is. For basically anyone. Going to a fast food restaurant wouldn't be romantic. Luckily, Natsuki just wasn't anyone. Well, we're here. There's a certain modern atmosphere to it, although it doesn't necessarily mask the fact that this is a fast food place. And the fact that we're going on a date at a fast food place. So I'm gonna guess that was probably more or less the right choice. I'm gonna see what happens when we confront them real quick. I'm willing to bet this is not gonna end well. Hey you, what are you doing? It didn't matter though, because he runs away anyway. You're not going to go after him, are you? I don't think there's any point in chasing him. It's clear he doesn't want to talk. Which is nice, since it benefits my health in the sense that I don't get killed. Yeah. So it probably didn't make any difference anyway. Apparently not. He didn't even want to really confront me anyway. So, the date of the fast food place. The music just changed. Would you feed me? I have 3 identical choices here. I'll pick the second one. I'm just curious, okay? I've seen so many other couples do it, and let me get this straight. You want me to feed you? Don't make me say it again. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't the least bit curious about what it was like too. Sure, I guess. I grab a fork, then sit back down in my chair. So Natsuki, we're really doing this? Like I said, it's one of those things you have to do at least once. According to who? Alright, so I then take this fork and stick in the burger, right? Wait, you eat burgers with a fork? It's a lifestyle, Natsuki. Anyway, next you open your mouth. Actually, I changed my mind. What? This is too embarrassing. Natsuki, we are in a fast food restaurant. Not a single person is going to judge. Sure, feeding someone a hamburger isn't how it's usually done if you want to be romantic. Actually, nobody does that. Now that I think about it, it wouldn't be weird for someone to judge us. Still, I had to get up and grab a fork. You don't want to waste the 10 seconds I spent to get us a fork, do you? Fine. Okay, so she does it anyway. That was a thing. Can we also agree to never do that again? At least not in the fast food restaurant? Sure, because I wasn't going to do it again anyway. Not for now, at least. Yeah. That was weird. And so we finish up our food and leave the restaurant. Once we head back home, things go back to normal. Not things seemed like they were back to normal. I mean, that we didn't even think about Natsuki's dad once. Or rather, we thought about it, but didn't want to admit it had been on our minds. The rest of the night goes well enough. There was no other drama, at least. Tomorrow, though, I doubt it'll be as peaceful as I'm hoping for. I don't know why, but I feel like something's about to happen. Another flashback. This is a pretty long route here. Not now? If not now, then when? How much longer is this going to be put off? I'm serious. We will discuss this later. Like I said, you keep saying we'll talk about it later, but nothing ever actually happens. I don't want to keep living like this, and I don't think you want to either. Go to your room, Natsuki. We will discuss this later, and that's final. No, we have to do something. Part of the reason I'm doing this is because I still care about you. You don't know what I'd give for things to go back to the way they used to be. But it's not that easy. None of this is. Do you not understand, Natsuki? I understand, but it doesn't change anything. I asked you to leave. How many times do I have to say it? Leave. I won't. Leave. We have to settle this. Leave. Never. Leave! No! Not until you at least try to change. Not until we live a better life. You. You will never get it. No, you're the one who doesn't get it. Okay, so this is probably the argument that led up to her getting hit. You've never got it. Enough! Natsuki! I really didn't do that voice acting well. Oh, my dear Itsuko. You have no idea how much I wish you were still with us. Okay, so that's the mother's name. I assume. I freeze in place. It's... Oh shit, he's in our house? It was the night after Okay, he's on our front steps. I thought he was actually in our house for a second. I was face to face with Natsuki's dad and by myself this time. As I was saying, back to where I left off. I just don't know what to do. Hi. What do I even do here? You see, well, he plops onto the couch in the living room. I hope you don't mind. Well, it's not like I can do anything about it anyway. What are you here for? You looked kind of upset yesterday. Sorry about running away when you tried speaking to me, but I didn't feel like discussing anything at the time. I was upset after all. We're actually able to talk to her dad now. What happened yesterday is unrelated to what I need to ask you, though. Natsuki has been living with you, correct? Yes. For half a year, then. A pained expression rests on his face. I'm not here to criticize you or to tell you how to live your life. It seems like I've lost the right to even give advice for my own daughter's life. I want to see things for myself, though. I hear the door to my room open. Levelention, who's there? I think I recognize that voice. It's nobody, Natsuki. That was the worst lie I could have come up with. I'm talking to your boyfriend. As soon as she hears that, she slams the door shut. That's one problem solved, I guess? What am I saying? I'm panicking to no end, and that was probably the worst solution in history. We're actually going to talk about this right here in my own house? Aren't there better places to talk about this? It's not going to change anything at this point. You've seen Natsuki and I go on dates multiple times. How come you never did anything other than ask me a question once? He looks off to the side. I guess I accepted it early on. My daughter didn't want to live with me anymore. She cut ties. It pains me to realize that, but what was I supposed to do? You and I both know she wouldn't have come back to me. Certainly not if I approached you two in the middle of something. I was stuck. Done. She's gone. Feel slightly more comfortable about speaking to him at this point, partially because he wasn't going to murder me. Okay, so I think this might be like actually the first mod where we actually get to listen to the dad's point of view. In every other mod, more or less, I played, he was pretty much this faceless enemy. Not in this one. He's a guy with problems too, just had a little violent streak. Unlike what I expected, he doesn't have a hint of anger in his voice. No, not a streak, just like a violent moment. Only regret. You seem rather calm about all this. Of course, like I said, I accepted it. There's nobody to be angry at except myself. I know this is my fault. I know I made the biggest mistake of my life. I've already hated myself before all this happened, but ever since Natsuki left, I've been worse. I loathe myself more each day. Wondering how I could have lost my temper like that. Wondering how I could have broken a promise I made to my own wife. But I doubt you want to hear about that. I don't understand. I know you must think I'm a terrible excuse for a parent. I'm not trying to get any sympathy from you. Good, because I wasn't going to give him any. But alas, I finally feel brave enough to talk a bit more. Acknowledging your awful actions doesn't excuse them from being awful. I'm aware. There's no redeeming myself for what I did. Believe me, I'm not trying to deny that. I'm just trying to think about what to do next. Natsuki probably told you about me distancing myself from everyone, didn't she? Yes, after I lost my wife. I notice a tear roll down his cheek. He stops yet again. I'm sorry. Just after I lost my wife, I became a recluse. I tried to provide for Natsuki, but I didn't provide nearly enough. Even with our financial situation, there's still so much more I could have done, but didn't do. There's a reason she's so skinny, you know. My point is, nobody should have to be raised by a parent like myself. Nobody should have to be raised by someone who won't give full attention to their kid. Another tear rolls down his cheek, then another, and another. They don't stop. This is not what I expected from Natsuki's dad. Of all the mods I played, I wasn't expecting one to more or less give him a sort of personality and face as well. Well, not literally a face, but a lot closer to the typical Natsuki's dad I'd see in mods like, say, Exit Music, where he's just this faceless enemy. Like, we only got a brief description of him just sitting on a porch, smoking a cigar. Tough, burly-looking guy. Never hear any line of dialogue from him at all. He's just like this faceless abuser. We only ever really see anything through Natsuki's eyes herself. Such a horrible situation. Now I've lost everything. After Natsuki was born, if I told my past self that I would eventually do that to her, I don't think I would have been able to take it. But that's selfish too, isn't it? I want to be there for my daughter no matter what, but I couldn't do it. There's no excuse. He's sobbing at this point, his face buried in his hands. Wow, I'm sorry for dragging you into this. It's utterly unacceptable for me to barge into your house like this. Well, at least you're not trying to kill me or Natsuki, so I don't mind that much. I live for Natsuki, you know. Even after my wife was gone, things kept getting worse. I lost my job at some point. I don't think I ever told Natsuki that, but I wouldn't be shocked if she figured it out. I barely managed to get any money, period, but that's another story. Natsuki was all I had left. Living the way I did was torture. It absolutely does not excuse my behavior, but simply getting out of bed was a seemingly impossible challenge sometimes. Main reason I was so strict towards her because I didn't want her to experience what I was experiencing. Even my strictness was misguided, though. And it didn't rub off on her the right way. A lot of times it was about my failure as a parent. I took things too personally. I shouldn't have taken anything personally in the first place. She was my daughter and she was right. One time I was disappointed in myself, frustrated, upset, defeated, and ultimately regretful. I should have left the room right there, but I kept talking. I kept deflecting. Looking back, everything I said during that conversation was a joke. Living itself was painful. I couldn't take anymore, so I did something I agreed I would never do at any point in my life as a parent. I hit her. It was then I lost her too. I was left with truly nothing. I don't go outside much, but during the times I did, I would often spot you and her together. I'm not mad at you, to clarify. She deserves someone better than me anyway. As I was saying, I kept watching you two, thinking about what could have been, thinking about how I could have prevented this. For much of my life, I blamed everyone else, yet I wouldn't blame the person that was actually responsible for any of this. I didn't blame myself until it was too late. I want to react somehow, but thoughts are going through my mind so fast and I'm having to push them away entirely. And all I can do for now is listen. I think it's meant to be this way, though. I'm frankly glad it's this way. As I said, Natsuki doesn't deserve me. She doesn't deserve to live the way she did in my house. I still know nothing about you. I don't even know your name. But whenever you said Natsuki were together, you looked so happy and that's all I ever wanted. Again, I'm sorry to put you through this. This is my responsibility and mine alone. What do you plan on doing then? That's a good question. I don't want to take my own life at this point. Not because I feel my actions are justified. They're absolutely not, because I feel so defeated I can't even bring myself to do that. That only leaves one option left. As you might be able to guess, I plan to turn myself into the police. Not that it matters. I'm about to get out of your life as quickly as I entered it. Turn himself into the police. Is this really where it ends? I need to think hard about this one. Obviously, he's a terrible parent, not exactly a great person either. But I do wonder if he was always like this. If things went downhill after his wife passed, what about before that? Although Natsuki was probably too young at the time before that all happened to describe what her dad was like then. Is it worth it to try and bring him back to what he used to possibly be? Family counseling? Okay, so is there going to be a choice in this? To either get help or have him turn into the police? Oh, wow! I don't know what the right choice is going to be, but I feel like this one's actually going to be really important. I know I said that like the other time, but no, I feel like... okay, this is actually kind of a challenging one. I'm going to guess that this might not work, so I'm going to try and go with it. For all we know, he could have maybe just been putting on a really good facade this whole time, and I might have just signed Natsuki's death warrant here. We don't want her to... We don't want him to just turn himself in. He's a broken man. He should be reparable. We don't need to fix everything. We need to fix enough, and that much is possible. I feel like turning himself in is probably going to be the right choice, but let's see. You need to try to reconnect with Natsuki. Natsuki's dad looks shocked. I'd be surprised if I were that guy, too. Why? There's no way she'd let me back into her life. I don't know. She might be scared of you, and the idea of changing how she lives right now might terrify her more. But deep down, I think she still cares about you. She even told me as much. What if she didn't really mean it? She does that often. I don't think so. I think she was serious. I've been dating for half a year now. I can tell when she's not being genuine. When I talked to her about you, though, she said that she still cared about you, but she didn't want to change her current lifestyle. That seems like an odd time to lie. I think she would have said something like, it doesn't matter if I care about him or if I'm fine the way I am now, or if she didn't want to be like fully honest or something like that. It'd be strange for her to go out of her way to lie in the first place, so we should at least try. All it was leading up to this? Sure. I got nothing to lose at this point anyway. I want both me and my daughter to be able to get our lives back. I'll try setting up an appointment with a counselor for you two. Can you even do that? I can get started on it. Should I come back tomorrow so we can talk again? That sounds like a good idea. He's gone, Natsuki. I have a question for you, Natsuki. Would you be interested in going to family counseling? Yes. Really? You seemed against the idea of change before. So, I may or may not have just heard the whole conversation you had with my dad. You'd be a good car salesman, honestly. Oh. It's true I never decided on a dream job. Anyway. You're up for it then? I can't keep running forever. I want to see if this is actually going to work or not. I was willing to bet that it won't, but I don't actually know 100%. I just want to see how this goes. I'll get the door. Turns out it was him after all, filled with exhaustion. Sorry for coming so early, but I had trouble sleeping. That's fine. I motion for him to sit on the couch. I look over and see Natsuki turn her head away at the breakfast table. Which is fine. She doesn't need to talk right now, and I don't want to make her uncomfortable. So I talk to Natsuki, and I'm turning myself in. That's not where I thought this conversation was supposed to go. That's fucking it? Wait, why? I'm filled with too much guilt. Nothing can change that. But we're so close to patching things up. Don't you want to connect with your daughter again? I do, but I've messed up too many times now. I made a decision and I'm turning myself in. Well, shit. Come on, at least give this a chance. Sorry, but I made up my mind. Are you sure you want to throw all this away? You're so close to making this right. As I said, that changes nothing. So what? It doesn't even make a difference anyway? If what Level Engine says won't change your mind, maybe what I say will. Natsuki? This is hard for me to do after everything you did to me. After you neglected me for so long. After you hit me. After, actually, we'd be here a while if I gave a full list, so I'll get to the point. You're a terrible parent. It's kind of true, but you're still my dad, you know? We still made some good memories over the years. Maybe not as many as most families, but those memories are important to me. I think it'll be a long time before I can trust you again, but I want to at least try. Natsuki, you've changed. It's hard for me to judge when it's been so long since I talked to you, but I guess that doesn't matter right now. Maybe you aren't willing to reconnect with me, but I want to try to reconnect with you. I feel awful if I felt like I missed a huge opportunity. So he's not going to turn himself in now? Please don't turn yourself in. I want to at least try to get things back to normal. Please. All for one of the biggest decisions in their lives. Fair enough. We're starting family counseling then, are we? He did it. I was unsure down to the last second, but he did it. That's the plan. None of us knew what to say after that. We're all so relieved that nothing comes to mind, and so begins the journey towards recovery. It's been a few months since Natsuki and her dad first started attending counseling. I'm gonna drop the save right here and see what happens if we just say turn yourself in straight from the get-go. Or better yet, just figure out what happens during the rest of this decision. She doesn't totally trust him, of course, but we're slowly making progress. Her dad's been a lot happier lately, too. He started job hunting, which is already a great sign. I was somewhat unsure about this being the best way for things to go, but I think it is for now. It doesn't matter. I like the new Natsuki better than the old one. I noticed that she left behind a poem right next to me. Let's see what it says. What feels right. There's a voice inside everyone's mind. It helps make decisions of a special kind. What good does it do up there in your head? It helps you decide what's right. Sometimes things go from bad to worse. Your life's like a poem that's missing a verse. You're stuck at a tough choice with nowhere to go. You have to pick what's right. Nobody's always right, no matter how smart. Knowing what's right also comes from the heart. What seems right to you might be wrong to another, and that's fine as long as it's right to you. What if nothing feels right? Sometimes you might feel that way late at night. But you don't have to search hard to figure it out, because eventually you will know what's right to you. At least, I know what feels right. I care about what feels right to me, and that's all that matters. I believe it led me on the correct path. Oh, hey. Hello, just came to check up on you two. I see. We're doing great. Would you like a seat? Natsuki doesn't want to move in with me again, is that correct? Well, she does trust me more. I doubt it's going to reach a point where she trusts me more than she trusts you. He has a good point. I turn over to Natsuki, who's making a full breakfast meal. Well, Natsuki? I'd have to think about it. I could try, maybe. What, you don't want me to stay here? Well, maybe she didn't have her sweet side out all the time. It doesn't have to be a permanent thing. If we get far enough into a relationship, then maybe we could, you know, and then you'd be able to move back here. That's not a bad idea. You better not keep me waiting. And from that point forward, Natsuki tried visiting her dad more often. Yeah, I dropped my save last here, so I'll just put it back here, and... So... It actually ends on a happy note, does it? Ready to stay overnight at my dad's? Let me guess. Is she gonna get killed over there? Let me guess, this isn't going to go smoothly. Natsuki started living with me eventually. Had no idea I was capable of holding a relationship for as long as I did. So, what happened? It's been a lot of fun. Before I know it, I read some more manga. See none other than my girlfriend. I got bored. So you know those cupcakes I promised you over a year ago? I'm kind of late with this, but we have to make them someday, don't we? So how about now? Thank you for everything. So I'm guessing this is a good ending if we have the... So I'm guessing that was the right choice. I thought her dad was just going to try and put on this giant facade, but no, he was being genuine. So getting the two back together was the good choice. And I'm guessing having him just turn himself in straight away is the bad choice. She's recovering towards that normal home life, and you two admitted your love for each other time and time again over the course of a year. Though maybe you felt like something was lacking. Didn't think you'd get into a fight. Deliver justice with your own hands? That's just too bad if you were looking for one. I don't think Natsuki would have appreciated it, though. You've done what I didn't think was possible. Happiness from the literature club. Isn't that something? I can feel it. Practically pouring off of them. Yeah, you missed a lot. I think you'll just have to rewatch the stream rather than me explaining it. Part of being, well, part of the game, I suppose. They're all so happy. I'm a little jealous. I can see it in her eyes that she's jealous. And also kind of sad. Sayori, Yuri, Natsuki, they're all smiles inside and out. So congratulations are in order. You've beaten the game. You've gone ahead and saved everyone from, well, you know. Aren't you special? Something wrong? Why are you still here? There's nothing left for you here now. I really doubt it. She's right in front of me. There's definitely something left for me here. Maybe a branch condition didn't go off? It's fine, it happens to us all. As far as I know, it's only you and I who can do this sort of thing. Clearly you have the upper hand on me, though. Well, whatever. Back to the title screen, I suppose. So, again, I'm assuming this is going to be the wrong choice, but I want to see how it plays out anyway. You can apologize for your mistakes. You can regret your sins. You can try to make things better, but that doesn't change your actions in life. Nothing will. It's late at night, and I really don't know. You need to turn yourself in. So be it. I'll turn myself in then. We were still sitting in my living room. The air is incredibly heavy, with a hint of sorrow flowing throughout. Yeah. Can I ask you a favor? Depends what it is. It was my idea to turn myself in, but you did encourage me to do so. So that does make you involved to some degree. But I don't want you to have to be involved with this. If Noxie asks where I went, tell her that after I came over here to vent, I felt bad about what I did and turned myself into the police. Actually, scratch that. Just say you don't know where I went. She'll probably find out about what happened to me on her own. I can try to do that then. A look of sadness rests on his face. One more thing. Please take care of my daughter. I don't care what happens to me anymore, but I still care about her. This is it then. This is how it ends. I don't remember most of the details of the Sayori route since that happened over 3 months ago. The Natsuki route was a little too long and drawn out for my tastes. It took really long to get into like the meat and potatoes of this one. It's been a month since that day. Natsuki eventually found out that her dad turned himself in, although I'm not sure how. I'd like to say that things went back to normal, and to some level they did, but something felt off. Something felt empty. Both of us felt that way, but especially Natsuki. Sometimes you just stare into space. I think she felt lost. She seemed less stressed, but that was outweighed by her frequently seeming as if she wondered if she missed an opportunity. This was the best way things could have gone, though. Natsuki's dad is gone. We'll never have to worry about him again. It's over. All our problems are over. At least, that's what I told myself at the start of each day. It's time to go to school. So we just go to school, but at one point things change. Level engine, can we go into the hallway? Sure. What is it? I look at Natsuki afraid. After about 10 seconds, she bursts into tears. Whoa, what's wrong? I think it speaks for itself. I feel so alone. My parents. Now both of them. Hey, you've got me now. I love you, but it's not the same. That's true. I don't think Natsuki mentioned any other family either. Maybe I really am all she has left. It's hard to move on from something like this, but it's possible, I can guarantee that. And how would you know? Well, good point. But it's caused even more problems since he turned himself in. It didn't have to be like this. Why? This isn't going back to normal, and I don't think ever will. Was it worth it? Was it really worth it? Natsuki walks away and leaves a poem behind. 2 sides. There's 2 sides to every coin, but there's only one side that you can join. You can't be with both sides, and that's okay. There's 2 sides to every person, but what if you can't trust either of them? I think what's more important to ask, though, is what if you don't try? There's 2 sides to everything around us, but what if you're wrong about one of those sides? What if you're wrong about both of those sides? I stopped caring about making my writing flow by siding with you. I lost the life I had long ago. This isn't what I was hoping to read. But on the other hand, nobody said this was going to be easy. I certainly didn't. Life is hard, but you have to keep going. You have to keep moving. You have to keep making decisions. Otherwise, can you really say you're living? I care about Natsuki and I'm moving forward with our lives and recovering from all this. It'll be long and it'll be hard, but we can do it. I'm sure of that. Another month passes. Things feel less tense than before, but still totally not normal. One day after coming back from school, we sit down to have a talk. I wonder how my dad is doing. I hope he's okay. I'm sure he's continuing to serve the time he deserves. Yeah. But why do you lie? What's she talking about? What do you mean? I don't remember lying. The day my dad came over to your house. Did you already forget? I came out and mentioned hearing a voice I recognized. Crap. I heard every word of that conversation. Why did you not tell me that you told himself to turn himself in? Because he told you not to? Are my wishes the ones you should be prioritizing here? Natsuki, There's nothing you can say right now. You betrayed my trust. That's all there is to it. I'm leaving you? Actually, I am mad. Not mad enough to leave you or anything. You believe you were making the right choice, weren't you? I guess I can't give you that much crap for it. After all, if I left you, I'd really have nowhere to go this time. Well, shit. So now she has a choice in the matter. I betrayed her trust, and she doesn't even have a choice in the matter as to whether or not she wants to leave me. Natsuki, wait, where are you going? I'm leaving, Dad. I have nothing else to say to you. It feels weird doing this, but I can't live here anymore. I have to get away from my current home. Level Engine, he's my last hope. I'm still unsure about going to live with him, but I'm not sure I have any other choice. I want to trust Level Engine, but it's hard. It's hard to trust anyone, even the people I love. Still, he's been with me up to this point. I'll be cautious, of course, but I don't know. There's a small part of me that thinks maybe he can make this right. Please, Level Engine, I'm sorry for how I'm about to treat you, but it's something I have to do, just in case. But please make my wish come true one day. Okay, so it ends on that rough note. Okay, so we're still together, but something's just not quite right, as you can imagine. I didn't think you'd honestly tell him that. Okay, she's actually pretty pissed off at me that I told him to turn himself in. I wonder how she'd feel if I told her that there's a chance he could have been lying and making this whole thing up, and he was just looking for an excuse to beat the crap out of her further, and that telling him to turn himself in could have been the right choice, but I was totally wrong. I already did go down the right way. You've managed to make Sayori and Yuri happy, so you're almost there. Don't give up just yet. No, it's not for them, but you seem happy, so I can give you a bit of push. Don't let me distract you, I suppose. The choice you need to take is pretty obvious now, isn't it? Back to the title screen. So if I start a new game, it just starts a new game. I think I'm supposed to pick... Okay. I want to see if I can maybe get Monika's route started before I stop the stream. So at least I'll know more or less where I left off. If I pick just like any other, what happens? No, more choices. Can I just pick something feels different? Sayori. Are you proud of me for waking up on time? You've been doing that for a while now. I want to more or less try and get onto Monika's route, even though this is just new dialogue. Club to join yet. It all started when I saw a flyer for the literature club. I didn't have a lot of interest in literature, but I felt some kind of pull. It's really strange. There's going to be a lot of club recruiting today, so I've been working up the nerve to go. Alright, good night. I just more or less want to get onto Monika's route, and then I'm going to stop the stream once I start to more or less see like signs that I'm actually getting there. So, the literature club. Ha, Level Engine, what a nice... Monika, a girl in my class last year and the most popular girl in my school year, pauses halfway through a sentence. What? What are you doing here? I came to join the literature club, but you're not supposed to be here alone. It's only what's... Both of us hear a cry of joy. No way! Ah! Monika steps out of the way as Sayori almost tackles me as she wraps her arms around me. Sayori, please get off of me. I'm just so happy you're here. The two of us step into the room where I close the door behind us. Huh. So you're the Level Engine that Sayori's always talking about. Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you. Please enjoy your visit. Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's going to think we're really strict or something. Sorry, but it's just the way I like to do things. So, I'm being introduced to all the girls again, as if I never knew Yuri or Natsuki. Even though I spent a whole live stream hanging out with Yuri before, and just like right now, I was talking with Natsuki and more or less exploring her route. Natsuki made cupcakes. It's not a surprise anymore at this point. It's the same feeling I had earlier today, where something feels different. I'm broken out of my thoughts by a small nudge from Monika, who narrows her eyes at me. I then notice Natsuki is quiet. She's also sneaking glances in my direction. Ah, she must be waiting for me to take a bite. I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I swear I've heard this line before. Made them for you or anything, but I'm glad you like them. This is about the tea set. Okay, Monica interjected, apparently. Monica's voice fades away before she goes completely silent, the rest of her sentence being cut off. Are you okay, Monica? Can I get you some canned coffee from the vending machines? It might wake you up. No, I'm fine. Love lunch, don't let yourself be intimidated. Yuri's only trying to impress you. That's not. I really do think tea is good for reading, Monica. Sorry, I couldn't help but try to tease you. For some reason, a look of confusion flashes across Monica's face after saying this before she mysteriously nods to herself. Ah, I see. I jump into the conversation to make it less awkward. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I guess I can see where you're coming from. I'm glad. What made you choose a literature club? From what Sayori's told me, you seem more interested in anime and video games. Truthfully speaking, I was afraid of this question. I saw a flyer, but I thought reading books might be good too. Fun duty to make the literature club fun and exciting for everyone. Want to take the reins of something. Monica's a great leader. Surprised there's not more people though. Something about starting like bigger clubs. Not that much of a reader, that can change though. And yes, I've seen more or less a lot of this dialogue. It's slightly edited, but it more or less says the same things as the original game anyway. So I'm going to fast forward some more. I'm going to see what happens when we get to the poem minigame, if we do get to the poem minigame. Let's go home and write a poem, so I'm assuming we're going to do the poem minigame. Level Engine, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Sayori and I are going to walk home together. I'm just fast forwarding to see what the poem minigame might look like now. Apparently not. It seems like it just skipped me over the poem minigame entirely. I've been staring at the blank page in front of me for 30 minutes now. Nothing's coming to mind at all. I look around the room trying to find a source of inspiration. I see a book that I bought a few days ago on my shelf. It was bought on a whim this past weekend. Part of my motivation to go to the literature club. Have a book to talk about, something like that. I reach up and pull it from the shelf reading the title. Portrait of Markov. I wait in my hands for a bit. Even though this is the first time I've picked it up since, it has a familiar weight to it. Almost like this book should have some special value to me, but that kind of thinking is strange. This weird feeling still hasn't gone away either. Seeing it all before. I guess I can try and write about that. Now just to pick some words that go along with it. Okay, so are you so sure that I'm gonna make Monica appear? Are you so sure I'm gonna get Monica's route anyway? I'll just click a couple words and just see what happens. Monica tripped over her desk. Actually, I'm actually pretty tired, so I'm opting to just leave it here for now, because it's getting late. Stream's gone on for like over 2.5 hours, so I think it's safe to say I should just leave it here and figure this out later. So I've just dropped my save here, and I'll leave it at this for now. I think on the next stream, we should easily be able to just finish off the Purist Mod, unless Monica's route is really that damn long, but even then, I could probably just get it done next stream, and then I'll have another mod to go start up. Something on the more interesting and unexpected side, I'll say. Yeah, it's going to be a small demo, I'm assuming. And I'll just try and get that booted up as soon as I'm finished the Purist Mod. It was quote-unquote only 15 to 25 minutes long, from what I've heard so far. I'm not gonna say much more about it, that, like, it's different.